I am an illegitimate child ignored by my family, so I refused to marry the monstrous duke and instead entered into a contract marriage. Now even the crown prince, who is hiding his identity, likes me, and furthermore, they say I'm a saintess. That is the title of a romance fantasy novel that I am currently obsessed with. The female lead, an illegitimate daughter of a nobleman who is oppressed by her family, is the protagonist of the romance fantasy novel I am following. And the two most powerful men in the empire fell in love with her as they got entangled in troubles with her. The male lead, the cruel northern duke. The second male lead, the crown prince disguising his identity. Of course, they have to face all kinds of difficulties and challenges. As usual, the ending will still be the female lead awakening her divine power and obtaining a fulfilling love. Night falls, dragging my tired body after hours of labor in hell. I still don't forget my soulmate companion, which is this book. Because I am an avid reader, I must always carry it with me like this, in the form of a book. This novel is the only mental medicine I need. Honestly, the history and the story is a mess, and the plot is clunky too. The plot is too predictable. I can always visualize the next scene right while I'm reading. This is a cliché, formulaic romance story. Even so, I still feel happy that the female lead has a happy ending. I seem to see my own shadow in the hardships that the female lead went through. A villainous noble, but the female lead of the story. No, I wouldn't even mind being the 10th side character, completely unrelated to the main characters. Even so, it doesn't matter, I still want to step into that world. Just like that, the girl walked with her head down, thinking about the novel. Unfortunately, her legs tangled together. She tumbled forward. Suddenly, a truck was speeding towards her. Her eyes widened in surprise. The novel fell down. The pages flipped open, accompanied by a flash of light. When she opened her eyes, she couldn't help but be bewildered because surrounding her was a majestic and magnificent royal scene. What is this? I was clearly walking on the street. Why am I here? What the hell is this place? The truck drove smoothly inside the royal palace. The driver, not yet over his confusion, asked himself, "Where am I?" Scene changed to a certain room. What did father just say? Baron Brody, the girl's father, shouted, "Are you deaf now too? I said I will marry you off to Grand Duke Tintien." Speaking of the Nordia family, the sharpest sword of the empire, the sole family of the Grand Duke. They led countless wars and crushed rebel forces to earn that title. But after that, they were pushed to the desolate north by the royal family out of fear of their power. One day, the Nordia family was mysteriously slaughtered. When the sole survivor, the current Grand Duke, took power over the family, everyone started whispering about this mysterious figure. A cruel tyrant, a bloodthirsty murderer, a joker who never smiles, a Grand Duke terrifying to the bone. The girl worried inwardly, a person like that with me? Is Cy Brody the disgrace of the Brody family? Born as an illegitimate child, carrying the blood of a lowly maid. I have to admit, I have many similarities to my mother. I am nothing but a tool, granted a title only because they thought I could be useful. But in this mansion, no one treats me like a true family member. The Baron smiled smugly and said, "Isn't it time you made use of yourself? If this marriage succeeds, we can gain the power and assets of the Grand Duke's family." They said so. The rumors claiming the family is gradually collapsing because father's business is slowly failing. It seems it wasn't a lie. But how could someone like me please the Grand Duke? No, perhaps I will only annoy him more. If that happens, I might end up like those who died in the Nordia family. The prolonged disdain and contempt from the family, the helplessness ingrained in my mind, all paled in comparison to the fear of imminent death. Sai, terrified, felt inwardly resentful. I don't want to die. And today, Sai decided to resist her family for the first time. I said I wanted to buy some necessities before starting the trip to the north. Normally, there wouldn't be any guards here. Is it as I predicted? Are they monitoring me? The knight following looked around vigilantly, then said there was something. I don't feel right at all. It's better if we return right now. So I thought in surprise, what? We haven't even reached the alley I intended to go to. She spoke up softly, but we haven't visited the shop I wanted to go to yet. The knight replied, "It is the Baron's order, mainly just to keep you safe. Could it be that you are?" He glared at her threateningly, defying his orders. Sai knew well. As predicted, they arranged surveillance. What should I do now? Or, I will return to the mansion and assess the situation. No, soon, I will be taken to the north. Will I still have a chance to escape then? Her hand trembled as she gripped the suitcase tightly. The opportunity is now or never. She boldly punched the suitcase into the knight's face. then quickly ran away before he could get his bearings. Suddenly, at this moment, everyone also ran in panic. They screamed frantically, "Over there, it's a monster." Suddenly, she was bumped into by a person on the street. As a result, she fell flat on the ground, her eyes clearly showing shock. It was a truck rushing toward her. She briefly remembered her father's heartless smile. "So I will die like this, without being able to do anything, just with this meaningless title of Baroness." She held her head and screamed, "I don't want that." Sitting in the vehicle, the driver shouted in panic, "Oh my God, what the hell is this day?" Then a loud crash rang out. So I was lucky as the truck steered away, just in time. The driver called out loudly, "Hey, you student over there, are you okay?" The Baron's weak, illegitimate child, Cy Brody. In an instant, she believed that this person had the ability to change her fate. Wait a minute, let's rewind time together. Let's find out why this man appeared here. Bae Taksin, 53 years old, a truck driver working in the delivery industry. A middle-aged man, an ordinary middle-aged man from Korea. Today, as usual, Ian had a busy day of work. It was very late when he was on his way home, and now. Where's this place? Wait, is this a foreign country? No knowledge of romance fantasy novels. Suddenly a voice rang out. It's an unidentified monster. Everyone into position. Bae Taksin realized inwardly. Korean? Why are they wearing such strange clothes? Are they filming a movie? Is this a film set? Wait, I was definitely on the road a few seconds ago. I should ask those people. Just as he spoke up, "Excuse me," a knight holding a sword rushed forward. Taksin shouted in panic, The knight slashed at the truck box. He cursed, "Damn it, not a scratch." But hearing the screaming, it seems effective if we continue like this. Before he finished his sentence, the truck sped away, leaving everyone dumbfounded. "It's escaping. Chase it quickly." Taksin said inwardly, so that's it, crazy bastards. And so, Taksin just kept driving, looking for someone he could communicate with. A while later, someone heard the sound of the vehicle and asked themselves, what is that sound? In the vehicle, Taksin just spoke up, "Excuse me, may I ask," when everyone ran away in fear. Over there, Taksin cried out helplessly, "No, wait, why is everyone running?" And he met Sai even before the male lead. Back to the present, student, listen carefully. You can't just suddenly run out in front of a vehicle like that, right? Yeah, if something happened to you, what would I do, Who would take responsibility, On top of that, I'm being chased by strangers. Damn it, I'm going crazy. Good heavens. Sai bowed her head and whispered, "I'm sorry." Suddenly Taksin paused. "Wait, hold on. Is this the first person not to run away?" He lowered his voice. "Yeah, student, be more careful next time. Uncle just wants to ask one thing. Do you know where this place is?" Before receiving an answer, the knight chasing Sai had caught up, "Found you." Taksin tried to see clearly. What the hell is that outfit? He gritted his teeth in anger. "How dare you? Truly an arrogant person. The Baron will not let this pass." Sai hurriedly begged, "Please take me with you." Taksin asked in surprise, "Why are you so sudden?" "I'm being threatened. Anywhere is fine. I have money, so please." Looking at the girl's pale face, her hand trembling as she clutched Taksin's sleeve tightly. But suddenly it slipped off. Sai thought in despair. "So everything ends like this? If I'm dragged away like this, will I be beaten again? It's okay, I'll die soon anyway." But Taksin shouted, "What are you doing? Why aren't you getting in? Get in the car quickly." Sai's eyes widened in surprise, accompanied by gratitude. Finally, they successfully escaped and found a safe hiding place. Taksin recalled earlier, with someone who didn't know what a car was, Taksin guided her bit by bit. "Over here, turn around and get inside. Hurry up, then fasten your seatbelt." Thinking of this, he lowered his face and muttered, "I'm gonna die." Suddenly he turned around, making Sai jump. This kid is too young. Why was she being chased like that? Or did she run away from home? Thinking so, he asked, "Uncle has a question for you." "No, student." "Sai, is the kid scared?" "I don't bite. I'm not dangerous. Don't be afraid." How should Uncle explain this? Uncle is just a very kind delivery man." Sai was bewildered. "Delivery man? Oh, does that make you feel a little better? You're a student too, right?" "Actually, not really." Suddenly Sai assumed inwardly. "So he is a knight? If father finds out I ran away, will he let it go easily like that?" "No, he will definitely use every means to find me. I can't let my guard down if this person is truly a knight." Taksin was sighing and complaining. Really can't believe things reached this step. Suddenly Sai screamed, making Taksin stare blankly. Suddenly she pleaded, "Sir, can you protect me?" Scene change. An extremely chaotic scene. A knight asked, "What is this?" "Apologies for the delay. There was a bit of chaos on the road." "Your Grace the Duke." Male lead, Tinian Judith Carlos from Norya. At the Brody mansion, a knight rushed in and reported, "Baron, we have trouble." "You, where's your commander?" "Your flower bed has been destroyed by an unidentified monster." "What did you say?" Another person reported, "Baron, the second young lady has run away with an unidentified monster." Sai called out by Dad, "Our fate ends here. Let's not meet again in this life." The Baron shouted, "What did you say?" Another knight ran in and cried out, "Baron, what is it now?" He answered honestly, "I came here just because everyone else came." "You bastard, drag him out immediately." "How dare they?" "Listen carefully. This is an order. Grab those bastards and drag them here for me immediately." Back to Sai and Takesin. He pointed at his face, stammering. "What? No, protect, student uncle, why?" "Ah, because you're a knight." While speaking, she stopped, then rummaged in the suitcase looking for something, which was a bag of coins. She stammered, "I'm sorry, I can't pay a large amount right now, but I really want to hire you, Sir Knight." "What is this? This little kid wants to hire me? You want me to take money from child? Hey, are you being cheeky with an adult? You brat." "So I forget it, student." "Actually, calling you student sounds weird. What is your name?" I asked what your name is. She replied, "I am Sai Brody." "Oh no, please just call me Sai." "Issei, Sai. So where's this place really? Are we still in Korea? And who were those guys chasing me earlier? Wearing matching outfits and everything." She asked in surprise, "What? You mean the knights chased you too?" "Why?" Takesin yelled angrily. "Who knows? I was driving just fine when I almost kissed the asphalt. Opened my eyes, and I was drifting somewhere unknown. And whenever I asked anyone, they just ran for their lives. Unbelievable." Sai assured him, calm down. "Besides, right now, this is the main stage of the Mesa Empire characters. Specifically, the southern city, Tyrannosaurus. True to its name. If we stay here, the knights will catch up to us." She thought the news must have reached her father by now. "Takesin, if you have nowhere else to go, would you like to come to the capital with me? Anyway, at this distance, the knights probably won't chase us anymore. Besides, the capital, I heard there are many information centers there, because people are packed like sardines. Who knows, maybe there's information about that place there. And there is someone I've always wanted to meet." Takesin looked outside and wondered pensively, "The capital? Huh. Like Sai said, we have nowhere else to go, so following this kid is probably the right choice. This kid doesn't look like she's lying either." Suddenly, he placed his hand on Sai's head. "All right, let's head straight for the capital. So, please relax that scowling face a bit, okay? Smile, and luck will fall right into your lap. By the way, what is the name of the capital?" Over there, it's Mamatia." Takesin exclaimed, "What a weird name." He immediately spoke into the navigation phone. "Go to Mamatia. Go to Mamatia." The phone screen announced, "I do not understand what you're saying. Please check your network connection and try again." Takesin thought to himself, "We're screwed. How are we going to get there? Do you have a way?" "Ah, yes, I have a map." "A map?" He held the old map in his hand. Then he scratched his head and said, I haven't looked at a map in decades, and now I have to follow one. How long will it take to get there?" "I heard it takes about 5 hours by carriage." 5 hours. Takesin looked at the gas gauge and thought, "I filled up the gas when I went home earlier." Suddenly, he opened the car door and got out. Sai called out in surprise, "Takesin." And she slowly got out too and followed Takesin to the back of the truck. Takesin looked at the boxes in the truck and thought, if the truck only runs for an hour a day, it should still be usable for a whole week, right? What's left in the cargo hold? A few return boxes I picked up earlier. Is there anything useful? Seeing him deep in thought, Sai approached and asked, is there a problem? "Sir Takesin." Suddenly, a figure appeared from the bushes, staring at the two of them. At this moment, Sai asked curiously, Takesin, I wanted to ask earlier. What is this?" "What do you mean?" She looked at the vehicle and said, "I mean this thing, it's just a normal truck. You don't know? It's used to transport goods. That's all." Hearing that, all her misunderstandings were cleared up, meaning it's like a carriage. At that moment, the mysterious person from earlier approached. Sai heard a noise and turned around, her eyes filling with panic. A sword was held to Takesin's neck along with a cold voice. "Is this the unidentified monster that swept through the streets earlier?" Tinian drew Carlos closer and said, "I think it was wise to decide to follow you. Tell me, what is your true identity?" The atmosphere became extremely tense. Tinian continued to look at the person in front of him with a deadly gaze, seeing the sword pressed against his neck. Takesin finally screamed, "Oh, what the hell?" He squatted down in fear. It's a knife. Oh my god." Sai watched Tinian warily. I don't know who this person is, but if this continues, Takesin will be in danger. If Takesin isn't here, then I will. Takesin cried out again. Sigh, don't provoke that crazy guy. Tinian, you are the one making them the maddest. Saying that, she spread her arms and stood in front of Takesin to shield him. Tinian asked in surprise, what is this? She hurriedly explained, oh, I think it's all just a misunderstanding. This isn't an unidentified monster or anything like that. It's just a carriage, sort of. It's not dangerous like that. Although she said that, she was still panicked inside. It's really crazy, truly crazy. But if this person understands it's a misunderstanding, will they listen to me? She continued, this man isn't dangerous either. Takesin quickly crawled behind Tinian's back. At this moment, he replied, I wasn't asking you, young lady. Sai stared intently at Takesin behind him, thinking, is he trying to say something? Takesin flailed his hands and feet to signal. Then he moved smoothly like a professional, whispering go, while Tinian was threatening. Don't make me say it a second time. It's annoying. Takesin pushed hard on Tinian's back from behind. He tumbled into the truck's cargo bed. He only had time to glance over and ask, what the hell? Before the truck door slammed shut. Takesin thought with relief, I survived. Then he turned to look at Sai, whose jaw had dropped. Are you okay? Look at you. Your face is pale. Hurry up. Get in the car and let's go. Yes, go where? There must be a police station somewhere, right? A guy like that definitely needs to be locked up for good. While Sai was still hesitating, she was urged by Takesin. Hey, hurry up and get in. And so the vehicle drove away. Tinian's cloak and sword were left behind on the ground. In the car, Sai was still tense. She wondered, is it really okay? Perhaps, unexpectedly, I did something incredibly great. Piece of cake. Suddenly, she heard a thumping sound from behind and poked her head out to look. Those are the knights chasing us. None of them are the Baron soldiers? Then what does it have to do with that man? Wait, this symbol. Realizing something, she turned and said urgently, Takesin, we have to stop this car right now. She pulled his shirt, exposing his shoulder. This is I'm sorry, I was just too shocked. What's wrong? Wait, not that. The man inside the car right now. That could be the monstrous Grand Duke. Inside the cargo bed, Tinian kept punching the wall hard. He thought, just as predicted, this method is ineffective. I should have been more careful. I really am a fool and an idiot, and absent-minded too. Easily caught off guard without even realizing it. Who would have thought he would charge at me like a mad cow fresh out of the pen? Huh, just as I thought, interesting. Up front, Takesin suddenly felt goosebumps all over. Tinian sat down pensively. Suddenly his eyes narrowed. He reached out to catch a ray of light sneaking in. He clenched his hand tight. Darkness, just like that day. That day is still etched in my mind. Tian, listen carefully. Until someone opens it, you absolutely must not step outside. When a noisy moment passed, soon, no sound could be heard. But instinct told me something was happening outside. Dark and scary. And when will this door open? Then there was a knock on the door. Tinian clung to hope and whispered, Mom, Dad, brother. But in the end, however, Tinian's flashback failed here, because at this moment, Takesin and Sai opened the truck door. He wondered, who are they? Back to a few minutes earlier. Takesin asked blankly, a monster? What did you say? Don't tell me you don't know. The rumored monstrous Grand Duke. He beheaded a chef just for dropping a hair in his food. Even beheaded a maid because she got the order of his bath wrong. And beheaded the butler who had been stealing money from the family for years. Takesin asked blankly, isn't that just a servant? More than that, he's not just known as the exiled Grand Duke, but also Hell's Guillotine, Battlefield Guillotine, the so-called snip-snip guillotine, the one who mukbangs anyone. Why are they all guillotines? No, there's also Ruthless Tyrant, Power-Crazed Killer, and the Clown who never smiles. Takesin wondered, is this something I need to know? Anyway, that means that person isn't even an attempted criminal. The person in the car is actually a bad guy. Let's go quickly. No, it's not like that. Outside, the knights were chasing with all their might, but both men and horses were exhausted. Captain, I can't follow them anymore. Hurry up and recover formation. They looked helplessly at the vehicle speeding away in front of them and whispered, Your Highness, please wait just a little longer. Back to the present. Tinian sat with his arms crossed arrogantly, radiating killing intent. Takesin and Sai stood with their heads bowed in guilt. Continuing back to earlier. I don't know what the place Takesin came from is like, but explaining noble ranks. Duke, Marquis, Count, Viscount, Baron. Here, the words of those with high status are absolute, you see. Takesin replied, it's the same in Korea. So if we go to the capital like this, we will really die. Should we try begging? How did it come to this? Back to the present. Takesin stepped forward, patted Tinian's shoulder, and and laughed it off. No, it's because you suddenly drew your sword. So, haha, I'm misunderstood. Tinian immediately glanced at him with sharp eyes. Taksin quickly ran behind Sai to hide. He pushed her head down. All right, you have to apologize too, kid. I sincerely apologize. Tinian spoke up. That's right, you are correct. That is something I have no excuse for, even if I were beheaded right now. Taksin muttered. As expected, truly a guillotine. Tinian growled a warning. Don't compare humans to guillotines. But fortunately, you have piqued my interest. Suddenly Taksin noticed the boxes in the car. The goods. Hey, what did you do to tear everything to shreds? Tinian said, while I was trapped, I had to appraise those things. These mysterious items, some I have never even seen before. Taksin didn't care and only focused on his stuff. He lunged forward to accuse him. Are you going to pay for all of this? Sai hurriedly stopped him. Taksin, you have to hold back. Suddenly Tinian held out his hand invitingly. Follow me. If you do, I won't press charges against you. By the way, you won't have much time to think. Follow me or Balak. Taksin turned to Sai and whispered, what should we do? Can we really trust that person? Then both looked at Tinian with suspicion. Just then the group of knights arrived. Sir, I have found them. Immediately, sword points were aimed at Taksin and Sai, surrounding the two of them. Tinian said, decide now. If not, very soon, your heads will be rolling on the ground. Taksin answered immediately, I will follow you. Hearing that, Tinian ordered, put your swords away. I have business with this person. All the knights obeyed and sheathed their swords. Taksin sighed in relief. All right, you were quick too, come here. But just as he turned, he saw Sai being grabbed by the head by a knight. How dare you? Do you think you can run away together? Taksin hurriedly cried out, Sai, what is happening? They immediately stopped him. Where are you going? Suddenly, Tinian said coldly, I don't care about that young girl. No need to waste time. Come here. Sai screamed in fear. Taksin, bewildered, exclaimed, oh my, and no one expected it. But Taksin had reached a critical turning point. Some knights were attracted by the truck monster. That looks like a real person. Taksin thought to himself, has the situation come to this? He looked at the knight, dragging Sai away by her hair. I don't know what's going on, but clearly, that is not how he should treat a child. He immediately stepped forward and stomped on his sword. Get your filthy hands off. The knight beside Tinian turned back and asked, what should we do? Tinian said, for now, just leave them be. Over here, the one holding Sai turned back and asked, what is it? When suddenly he was smacked on the head by Taksin, making him dizzy. Sai was also stunned by his action. Taksin reached out his hand. Let's go. She was moved to tears and held Taksin's hand tightly. Just as she turned around, she saw Tinian standing there with his arms crossed and a stern face. Just as he spoke, he was shoved aside by Taksin. Move out of the way, damn it. Then he closed the cargo door. Sai scurried to the front. Then Taksin also got in the truck and closed the door. All right, Duke, don't speak so rudely like that anymore. Having said that, Taksin drove the vehicle away, leaving the Duke sitting there coldly, looking on in bewilderment, sitting frozen for a moment after being abandoned like a maiden. He smirked faintly. Inside the truck, Sai asked worriedly, Taksin, really, is it really okay to run away like this? Going against the Duke, that terrible Duke? Taksin shouted angrily, why are you so cowardly? So I should just tell you to stay away from here. It's not that, but it seems like I'm putting Taksin in danger. I asked you to protect me, but in the end, you didn't even take a single penny. Once again, I'm just causing trouble and being useless. That's not your fault, kid. I just didn't like that guy, always speaking rudely to adults. Truly the MZ generation. Sai thought to herself, is that the reason? No, that can't be the only reason. He is just trying to alleviate my guilt. As expected, he truly is a noble knight. Taksin frowned, thinking, anyway, kids these days have no respect for adults at all. Thinking that, he wondered, anyway, Sai, why are you being chased so intensely? She hesitated and replied, I ran away, and that's when I met Taksin. For the first time, I felt I had some value in the family. But I ran away, ungrateful, because I was afraid of dying. I am truly a selfish person, aren't I? Taksin froze, asking in confusion, what are you talking about? What is the true value of a human being? If you think that's absurd, just let it go in one ear and out the other. What's good about lowering yourself like that? Taksin, why are you so angry? I'm the one who should be asking that. Are you out of your mind? You are still very young, yet you are struggling because of your weird parents. Sai momentarily didn't know how to explain. But but everyone says it's my fault. Your birth is a disgusting disgrace. Ha! The only useful thing about you is your looks. That is their fault, not yours. You did nothing wrong. Takes inside. With parents like that, it's natural for you to be insecure about everything. You will have to work in society someday, but with such a soft heart. Wait, if I say things like this, will she call me an old fogey? This is advice that will become valuable in the future. Nowadays, even saying a word to young people makes them hesitate. Suddenly takes in startled and shouted, "Old fogey? No, I don't intend to lecture you. Don't misunderstand, okay?" Sai burst into tears, thinking, I understand. I have always wanted to hear something like this. Yua, oh no, if you keep crying, you'll look ugly. Stop it. Seeing her face swollen, takes inside and said, Sai, hey, lean back on the seat and rest. We are heading straight to the capital. She replied, yes. This might have made the situation worse, but somehow I feel everything will be okay as long as Mr. Takeson is here. She closed her eyes tight. Really, I'm very glad to have met this person. Then she slowly opened her eyes. Takeson also yawned tiredly. Where is this? At this moment, Sai exclaimed in surprise, wow, is this a 5-day market? Ah, right, now is not the time to be excited. Anyway, we came to the capital for a reason. A few minutes ago, Takeson asked, the capital is right ahead, isn't it? That's right, I think so. We drove straight through and arrived earlier than expected. I even took a short nap. Takeson stepped into the Rofan world on his way home. He was acting quite tired, saying, I can't let things get messy anymore. All right, I've hidden the truck, well, so no one will see it. Let's go. Wait, Takeson this. She put the cloak on him. I originally planned to wear it, but your outfit stands out more. I will change into another set. Saying that, Sai stood confused for a long while. Then she turned and pointed at the truck. So perhaps, could you help me open it? It's too dark inside the truck, I'm scared. Meanwhile, Takeson glanced around searching. So where is that informant guy? Back in the present, Sai said, shall we go find that guy now? Now, yes. So she went to ask people on the street. After a long time searching until their legs were tired, the two stopped and looked up at a sign. Then they looked at each other and nodded in confirmation. The informant asked again, who Ankik? Takeson shouted, no, it's Hanguk, Republic of Korea, South Korea. Do you know kimchi? I've never heard that name before. I'll have to look it up separately. Saying that, the owner held out his hand. Takeson asked, what is it? Another 100 silver. Oh, here, keep the change. Sai stood behind wondering. 100 silver? Suddenly, this surcharge. What are you paying for? The owner picked up the coin suspiciously asking, what is this? Is it real? Takeson replied, iron. And the coin was immediately thrown away, along with the shopkeeper's shout, take it back. By the way, the exact composition of the 101 coin is cupronickel, an alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Takeson went to look for the coin, grumbling, this guy, does he think 101 coins grow out of the ground? Does he think making money is easy? The owner turned to Sai. Do you want to exchange something? I want to find someone, my mother. She was a servant working for the Baron Brody family until a few years ago. I haven't had a clue about her whereabouts since then. Is it the only clue? This will be difficult. So I took some jewelry out of her pocket and placed it on the table. All this jewelry, it will be around 300 silver, including the information about who Ankuk. Can we get the information as quickly as possible? With this amount, all right, come back tomorrow. In the end, we still have no information in hand. I don't know if all the requested information will be fulfilled or not. Will all those requests work? I wonder what he is thinking right now. While thinking, a growling sound came from Sai's stomach. She blushed in embarrassment and explained, no, it's not that. Takeson immediately said, I know it's me. He thought to himself, the kid must be hungry. Is there anything you want to eat? Suddenly, a shouting voice rang out. Hey, you animal, get out of here right now. Takeson immediately noticed that person's beer mug and the piece of meat in the cat's mouth. Suddenly, he lowered his face sadly. She thought, is he pitying that cat? Suddenly he pointed and said, go over there, Sai, you go in first. Huh, do you still have something to do? I'll just smoke a cigarette then go in. You can't hit innocent people, you know that, right? I won't hit, I'll smoke. Are there no cigarettes here? Then Sai went into a diner. Excuse me, I'd like to order. The shopkeeper replied, yes. She sat down, looked upstairs, and asked curiously, what is the second floor for? Ah, we also have it in here. Now that I think about it, we still haven't decided where to stay. Takeson probably doesn't have a place to stay either. Staying here tonight might be better. Thinking that, she asked, excuse me, can I also rent a room? Suddenly, a group of men came to tease her. Hey, little lady, Are you traveling alone? Sai stammered in fear. Why do you ask? He squinted his eyes, looking her up and down. You don't look like a commoner, do you? Isn't it dangerous for you to travel alone? Or should you stay with us? Oh no, wait, please stop. At this moment, a young man wearing glasses heard her screams and paid attention. The guy had now grabbed Sai's hand tightly. Why not? It's convenient anyway. Sai hurriedly said, I have someone with me. After saying that, a loud voice rang out, let go of the kid. Takeson's expression looked extremely cold and scary. What are you doing to that child? Sai, seeing this aura, exclaimed, Takeson, sir. They immediately turn away. What? That girl has someone with her. At the other table, the young man saw that everything had settled down, so he sat back down properly in his chair. Takeson asked in confusion, why is it that every time I look away for a second, you cause trouble? I guess it's just because I always lack confidence. All right, look, try to stick your chest out as much as possible. Try it. Ah, yes, I will try. At this moment, the staff brought the food and said, enjoy your meal. Takeson asked in surprise, what? No drinks. Give us 2 beers. Sai was secretly surprised. 2 mugs. Contrary to Takeson's excitement, she nervously held the beer mug and said, Takeson, I have never drunk alcohol before. Oh, it's okay when you drink with an adult. That's how you learn. Then I will try. Watching her lift the beer mug and drink gulp after gulp, Takeson smiled with satisfaction. This kid is doing very well, it's fine. Finished drinking, Sai slammed the beer mug down. Her face flushed red, and unfortunately, alcohol didn't suit Sai. She started staggering and knocking things over. Takeson could only exclaim, oh my god, that too, bumping into things. She walked to the next table and caused trouble. Who are you? What do you like? Come at me if you dare. Next, she stuck her hand into the soup bowl, causing it to splash everywhere, then lifted the bowl high. Oh god, this kid. Oh mother, I'm sorry. The young man earlier could only laugh. It's okay. You two are truly a lovely family. No, we are not a family. Takeson immediately imagined the scene. A drunk little girl and a very suspicious middle-aged man. I think I should call the police. In a scene of a father and daughter, a lovely father-daughter pair. I think calling a taxi is enough. Thinking that, Takeson immediately said, a father and daughter pair with a truly close relationship. Sai heard the word father and turned around. Father. Oh, why is my daughter like this? Sai immediately screamed, motherfucker old man, bastard and son of a bitch, go die. Takeson immediately squeezed her mouth shut and stuffed the beer mug in. This kid plays too many games these days. Then Sai slumped her face onto the table and fell asleep. Takeson asked awkwardly, so can we sit next to you? How do we end up sitting together? This soup and your clothes. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Takeson looked at the young man in front of him and silently remarked, this kid seems quite smart and knowledgeable. Confident, friendly, civil servant type. Should I ask? Then the young man replied, I've never heard of a country with that name, and suddenly found himself in a strange country. If such a thing really happened, perhaps it is the goddess's will. Hearing that, Takeson silently evaluated him. This guy's appearance seems okay, but could he be a scammer? His face looks full of anxiety. Does he have something he can't say? Confident, but empty. Suddenly, Takeson frowned in surprise, because he saw Tinian enter with a face cold as ice. The young man also realized and wondered silently, why is Duke Nordia here? Takeson spoke up. Oh, Duke. He stood there looking at him for a long while, then approached with murderous intent. Stand up, what is this? The young man immediately intervened. Wait a moment. I apologize, but I'm traveling with my party. Tinian was silent for a moment, then replied. Yeah, all right. Takeson bewilderedly thought. What's going on? Do you have business here? Suddenly at this moment, Sai stood up, her 2 hands clutching the shirts of the 2 young men. What? You're the young girl from earlier? It seems you are a bit more sober now. Just as the sentence finished, the sound of vomiting rang out, leaving the 2 men bewildered. After vomiting, Sai sat down, leaned her back against the wall, and went back to sleep, with a face of utmost comfort, leaving behind a scene full of confusion for the 3 men. Rewinding time a few hours ago. My lord, are you all right? You finally found me. Yes, I went looking for you because you didn't return for so long, and I found your sword and cloak. I apologize. Tinian asked. Apologize for what? The only sword master of the empire, my lord. How could you endure such humiliation? Sword master. No, dropping the sword from your hand. Truly a humiliation. Sword master. Tinian interrupted. No, that was my fault. The subordinate cried and shouted, because I did not serve the Duke properly as a guard. I'm fine, so there's no need to make a fuss. Tinian frowned and thought. They said they were going to the capital. Since we are already on the way to the palace annex, we can follow them easily. And this is the Duke's carriage that was left behind. He turned away and said, "Return to the carriage." Yes. The group of knights stood lonely and bewildered, asking, "So what should we do?" The Duke has intervened. "So what can we do? We're done. Everyone disperse and go eat." Therefore, without encountering any interference, Tinian had planned to find Takesen. However, back to the present. Looking at everyone around witnessing this scene, Tinian silently cursed. Damn it. Then looked at Sai. Nothing seems to go smoothly. So, the report that the Crown Prince is here is true. The Crown Prince, the second male lead, Raymond Kitio Matthews Johnson, is here. Is he still playing that ridiculous commoner game? Waiting for Takesen to speak up, cutting off Tinian's train of thought. Oh no, this won't do. First, take it all off. So I was placed lying on the chair, while Tinian and Raymond had their shirts stripped off by Takesen. There are stains on them, and it smells. We should take them off and wash them quickly. Tinian asked, "You say that, but aren't you asking me to wipe the floor with my clothes? Since it's already dirty, just use it to clean up and then wash it. It's fine." Tinian was annoyed and thought silently. What is the plan now? The Crown Prince is blocking the way, so I can't do anything here. Suddenly, Tinian walked away and said, "Just throw it away. I will go back now." At this moment, Takesen asked, "Do you two know each other?" Raymond replied, "Yes, that." "Ah, we knew each other for a short time when we were young." "Are you friends?" "I think of him as a friend, but I'm not sure about his thoughts." "Did you two fight?" "Haha, in a way, I guess that's possible. Because when we were young, we were close enough to share everything with each other. But now it's hard to have a normal conversation." "Then, why don't you start a new conversation?" Thinking back, I let my emotions and thoughts go astray at some point. I regret not paying attention to the people I cherish. My time is also running out. By the way, running out only applies to people like me. You are still full of life. I guess at this moment I have to smile, right? Oh, it's already dark. We should get going, shouldn't we? I feel like I'm just causing you trouble. Don't worry, I will pay, so please stay here. Raymond hurriedly said. Oh, you don't have to. Takesen insisted. Hey, I'll take care of everything. Look at that kid over there. Saying that, Takesen approached the checkout counter. He casually took out an ATM card. Here, pay with this. You don't accept cards? But the young employee was bewildered, not knowing what the thing in his hand was. Oh, we aren't in Korea, right? Raymond had to pay for him. Please use this to pay. Will you also pay for the mess your friend caused? I also have to take responsibility for that. Suddenly, Takesen said. Right, wait a moment. Takesen quickly wrote a phone number on a piece of paper. Call me if you need help in the future. I am very willing to assist you. Raymond looked at the paper and thought bewilderedly. I'm curious about what happened with Tinian, but perhaps I should accept it for now. Yes, thank you. Looking at the Roman numerals on the paper, Raymond wondered and asked, Wait, what does that mean? Have they gone already? Takesen carried Sai on his back, walking and humming. When you are happy and I am sad. Everyone sing this song. Clap, clap, clap to the Nabakia beat. Suddenly, Sai cried out, so noisy. Hey, don't ruin the outfit. He looked up at Sai. Oh my. Suddenly, he paused amidst the starry night sky. Wow. Thinking back, how long has it been since I saw stars in Korea? Yeah, this truly is a strange thing. The next morning on the truck, Sai slowly woke up and asked, Where am I? Takesen's sudden voice startled her. Oh, you're up. Are you okay? How do you feel? She cried out. Takesen. All right. I ran away from my family yesterday and met Takesen and reached the capital. She clutched her head in confusion and continued thinking. Right, the capital. After arriving at the capital, I went to a restaurant. At the restaurant, recalling the scene from yesterday, she was horrified. Seeing her complexion was not good. Takesen asked, What is it? Are you okay? Did the kid die? Maybe died from shock. Or whether he did or not, I don't know. Remembering Tinian's cold appearance made shivers run down her spine. Here, drink this in one go. You will feel better with it. Thank you. Looking at the strange can of water, she was bewildered. Not product placement. Then looked at Takesen with a clueless face. He understood and opened the lid for her. Remembering her appearance yesterday, he silently sighed. Sigh, the kid looked really bad. The real reason is he was the one who poured another cup of beer into Sai's mouth. Thinking of this, he guiltily scratched his head. When you're fully sober, follow me. Sai approached a nearby stream. She excitedly exclaimed, So cool. How did you find a place like this? Hearing the sound of trickling water, I knew immediately. What are you doing? Wash your face first. Wash it, clean it up. Ah, yes. Sai carefully tucked her hair up, then slowly put her hands into the water. The movements were gentle and earnest. You need to rub hard with your palms like this. Splash, splash. Like this, like this. How is it? Feel more refreshed, right? Suddenly, Sai remembered Takesin's word from yesterday. Truly an extremely close father and daughter pair. Oh, my dear daughter. What's wrong? Sai froze for a moment, then happily replied to him. Yes. She wondered, has anyone treated me this well recently? Suddenly, Sai asked, so, when I was sleeping, surely you talked to the other person, right? Yeah, but I didn't get much information from them. Suddenly, there was this young guy, looked quite dashing, but mumbled about gods and all sorts of nonsense. He frowned and thought, but ever since I came here, my phone has lost signal constantly, and I don't see any embassy buildings either. How can that be? Thinking, Takesin sighed in annoyance. Sai, just yesterday, I thought it was some cult, but maybe it is a prank of some god. Sai heard that and excitedly shouted, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? At first, I just thought you were from some barren land. If the unbelievable things Takesin said are all true. Takesin found her reaction confusing. What is it? Why did you suddenly shout? We need to meet the saintess, goddess Marika, omniscient and omnipotent power, the ability to lead the future. Basically, it is something directly from a mythology about to be established. Under her divine power, the current Mesa Empire was born, and the one who conveys the goddess's words is none other than the saintess. So if we seek the saintess's help and ask her to request the goddess to send you back to the myriad kingdoms. Oh my, so where can we find this saintess? Takesin, what are you saying? Why do you treat the saintess like a tourist spot? The saintess is the embodiment of the goddess. Therefore, this role is always assumed by the first princess of the empire. Does the saintess also need a successor or something? Unless you're a royal member or at least a high-ranking noble, you will only see her during the annual grand ceremony. Honestly, I have never seen her either. So what should we do? With the roles of both of us being extremely miserable, a fugitive, an illegal immigrant monster, is there any noble we can ask for help? Both immediately thought of Tenian, a person who once scolded, don't talk nonsense to me, and another person who vomited on him. Sai immediately said, not really. No, Takesin agreed. That's right. Takesin asked with disappointment. So you mean there is no way to return to Korea? No, it's just this is the first time I've seen Takesin make a face like that. No, just think carefully again. I also need to help Takesin. Is there no way? A way. Suddenly she thought of something. Takesin, I know. There is someone we can ask for help. Someone we can ask for help? Who is that? Sai confusedly replied. No, actually, maybe it is a person worth considering. A person who might help. What are you saying? If that man is really a friend of the Grand Duke? Not sure, but that person might be a noble with quite a high status. Yet why was he in such a place with such an ostentatious air? A person like me, a fugitive, or a person who has lost noble status? In that case, we cannot guarantee that we will get help. But she looked at Takesin's expectant face and said, first, let's just go back to the information source. And if we still can't find a way, we will ask him for help. Scene shifts to the Duke's mansion. Tenian was walking when he heard a call. Grand Duke of the North. Tenian stopped. The person who just called was the Crown Prince. He asked, on the way back after meeting His Majesty. Tenian turned back, but didn't reply. Raymond spoke again. Or did His Majesty make some unreasonable request to you again? Or suddenly Tenian interrupted Raymond. Greetings, little son of the Empire. Tenian hesitated, remembering the words Takesin had said before. Then you should have spoken up first. After going through it, I realized. Back then, I let my emotions and thoughts go astray, I guess. I regret not paying attention to the people I cherished. Thinking of this, Raymond spoke up. I am sorry. Hearing this, Tenian had a question mark over his head. Raymond confusedly continued. Yesterday, didn't you have business with that person? You looked so serious I couldn't help but intervene. That man? There was something very strange about him. I was simply curious. Don't mind it. In that case, take this. That uncle gave this to me yesterday. If you're still searching, this might be a clue. Tenian immediately took it and held it tight. Thank you. I have urgent business, so I will take my leave first. Raymond secretly suspected. Is it curiosity? It's just curiosity, isn't it? Raymond was about to turn away when Tenian's voice rang out. When your highness goes out, perhaps it would be better to have a guard accompany you. Oh, all right. Thanks for the concern. Back to Sai's side. Even after examining the ancient texts, I didn't find any similar name. No matter where you go, it is the same. Hang Cook does not exist. And regarding your mother, Sai didn't know what she heard from the messenger, but her eyes became astonished. Then Takesin walked in and asked, Sai, did you find anything? She smiled forcefully and replied, "No." She thought to herself, "I had an idea. After my mother left the mansion, I didn't hear any more news. I lost my goal, but there is still a family waiting for me." She remembered the photo of Takesin and his wife and child. The next day, the birds were shared food by the two. Sai asked, "How do we meet him again?" Takesin nonchalantly said, In that case, it's no problem." "What? No way." Uncle gave him the phone number. But Uncle doesn't even have a phone." "Right. Should we drop by that restaurant again? I wonder if that person will ever come back." If that person is truly a friend of the Grand Duke, surely the Grand Duke's servants must have met him at least once. I heard there is a private mansion near the capital for the Grand Duke's family. But if you meet the Grand Duke, either way, there is no certain method. But how do you know where their house is? You can't just stop a stranger and say, "Take me to the Grand Duke's house," right? Right. The carriage driver heard this and asked, "Do you want me to take you there?" Takesin was surprised. "What?" A while later, they had entered. "Is this the Grand Duke's house?" "Good heavens, whatever, let's just go in." "But if the Grand Duke catches us, we're done for." "So, which building is it, and what's the room number?" "What? All of this belongs to the Grand Duke." Sai thought, "Bei Takesin, are you that surprised?" While Takesin muttered, "The maintenance fee must be terrible." "What do you mean?" Suddenly a voice rang out. "Who is it?" Sai immediately said, "It must be because you were too loud. What do we do? Like this, we'll be caught before we can ask anything." "Don't worry. Stay calm and follow Uncle." A clapping sound rang out. Takesin walked while casually exercising. "Oh my, the air is so fresh." Sai also imitated him walking behind. "Oh my goodness." The knights suddenly rushed in. "I asked who you people are." Takesin thought, "Why isn't pretending to be innocent tourists working anymore? I didn't know this was private property. I just left this here. Please resolve the issue there." Suddenly a voice spoke up. "You saved me the trouble of searching." Both gaped in surprise, turning around to see that person was the Grand Duke. The knight scolded, "What insolent behavior." The Duke said, "Enough, release them." "Yes, your grace." He reached out his hand. "So you have something to discuss with me, right?" "Oh, I actually do have something to ask." Before he could finish, Sai hurriedly covered his mouth. "Mr. Takesin," she nervously thought, "what should I do?" In the end, I still ran into the Grand Duke here. Like this, both Mr. Takesin and I are doomed. Suddenly she knelt down, bowed her head, and shouted, "I am truly sorry. I sincerely apologize for not recognizing the Grand Duke's identity and behaving rudely towards you. I accept any punishment you hand down. Maybe I'll be beheaded soon. Even so, if I hadn't met Mr. Takesin, I probably would have died long ago. But at least I learned more about my mother. That is enough." Her tears fell profusely. "But Mr. Takesin, I know this sounds absurd, but Mr. Takesin is a person from another world. He is not a threat. He just wants to understand more about the Grand Duke's friend." Suddenly Tinian approached, sat down, and said, "Wait." He gently lifted her chin. "Tell the story properly." She shut her eyes tight and replied, "Yes." Then they were led inside. Takesin exclaimed, "Wow, the house is great." So I was still thinking, the Grand Duke didn't kill us instead. "Escort these two to the reception room." "Yes, sir." And remember to prepare a letter too." He immediately bowed. "Now, please follow me." The Grand Duke's butler, Ruaversa. "Please wait here a moment there. I told you we should have come here first." You're right. Come to think of it, the Grand Duke seemed intrigued by Mr. Takesin from the start. "Follow me." That young lady isn't interesting at all. A while later, Tinian entered with the crown prince disguised as a commoner. Takesin saw their appearance and surprisingly thought, it feels like I'm the only one always wearing old clothes." At this moment, Sai timidly introduced, I am Sai, and this person is, I am Bei Takesin, born in 53. Sai hurriedly said, not you." Takesin interrupted, "You were the one who called me that." Tinian spoke up, "So that's it. As you knew before, I'm Tinian Ruthkar Losnodia. This is my private residence." Takesin repeated the phrase, "as you knew." In his heart, he told himself he would condemn and report Tinian's rude way of addressing people, but then decided to give up. "Fine, Grand Duke." It was Raymond's turn to introduce himself. I am Rue. Everyone feel free to call me Rue. But didn't you say before that you two were father and son?" That. After hearing the two recount the story, Tinian said, "So that's the story? That must have been dangerous." Sai heard that and was extremely tense. It's not a serious matter. I just ran away from my family to escape an unwanted marriage." Raymond asked, "Oh my, who is your fiancé that you had to go to such lengths?" While Tinian was completely uninterested, Sai stammered, Dutch. Seeing her start to tremble, Raymond quickly changed the subject. Anyway, the reason you wanted to meet me is... Yes, we really want to be able to have an audience with the Saintess, the princess of the empire. Suddenly, Raymond's glasses shattered. He cried out, my eyes, while Tinian hurriedly dodged. Sai clarified her intention. For Mr. Takeson to return to his world, we really need the goddess's help. Can you help us? Raymond hesitated. That matter. Perhaps the Saintess they are mentioning. After thinking for a while, Raymond replied, I apologize. I'm not even a noble to be able to do that. All right. Then what should we do? Tinian tapped his fingers and spoke up. That matter. I think I can help. How about it? A deal with me? Takeson asked in surprise. A deal? This brat, looking at him, the ink on his ID card probably hasn't even dried yet, and he dares to demand a deal with me? Suddenly the scene changed to the forest, where Takeson's truck was hidden. Oh, we're here. Takeson spoke up asking, so how can I go home with it? If people see it, it will cause a commotion again, you know? There's only a little oil left. Tinian thoughtfully said, don't worry about this. I have a way. Seeing this, Takeson couldn't help but be suspicious. Afterward, the Duke's flag fluttered in the streets. Everyone cheered excitedly. The Grand Duke defeated the monster. I heard he's escorting it back to his mansion himself, right? Truly the Grand Duke. Hurrah! Over there, Grand Duke, look this way a bit, please. That monster controller, you deserve to die. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Arriving there, Tinian asked, well, is it a deal? Hearing the word deal, Sai worriedly thought, Mr. Takeson, that face looks just like when I said I would hire him. It's like hearing something unwanted like that expression. If this keeps up, Mr. Takeson might get angry at the Grand Duke. She imagined Takeson pointing forcefully at Tinian's head. Hey, you jerk, you scumbag. Then thought of a brutal guillotine. This time his head will definitely fly off. At this point, Sai cried out, Mr. Takeson, wait a moment. But as soon as she finished, Takeson agreed, replying, all right, say it. Tinian exclaimed, finally understood. Hearing that, Sai stood frozen in bewilderment, and then Raymond said goodbye. Sorry, I couldn't help. Tinian continued. First, what this young lady said is partly right and partly wrong. First, it is true that nobles have a right to an audience with the Saintess, but it's not like you can meet her just because you want to. The Saintess rarely reveals herself, except for especially important events. Sai wondered then. Sai continued, in the next 6 months, the National Foundation Day will be held. At that time, I'll take you to meet the Saintess. At the same time, I allow you to stay at the mansion until the festival takes place. I think this is an attractive offer. Takeson asked, so what do you want from me? Items from the other world. Sai thought, right, there are rumors that the Grand Duke is extremely curious and knowledgeable. The Grand Duke is really famous, huh? Honestly, meeting the Saintess still sound a bit impossible. Takeson pondered silently. I don't know how long I have to be here, and I'm penniless. Do I have the right to refuse? Then he replied hollowly, okay, bring out the contract. Holding the contract in hand, the pragmatic, middle-aged uncle calmly examined it. God, there's no English at all. Read it, kid, Sai replied. Huh, you don't know how to read? Then Takeson took out his pen, clicked it, and decisively signed his name on it. Tinian noticed the pen and snatched it. Let me see that too. Don't look, you'll break it. The two were struggling over the pen, while Sai pondered, what should I do? The Grand Duke promised, so even if Mr. Takeson is a bit late, I can meet the Saintess and return to the old world. Then, suddenly Takeson asked, Sai, you're staying with Uncle too, right? He gave up and yielded the pen to Tinian. Anyway, there's nowhere else to go, right? Tinian on the side replied, yeah, no problem. Sai emotionally asked, really, can I stay? Of course it's all fine. Sai stammered, but Takeson immediately cursed. Damn, but Tinian glanced at the two, silent in thought. Then, according to the conditions, Takeson sat in the cage being brought to the Duke's mansion. Tinian asked, you seem particularly concerned with that young lady? Takeson sadly replied, I have a daughter. She is my treasure. If my daughter were alive, she would be around Sai's age now. But because the kid was too timid, she was wary of everything. Always apologizing too, just like that. If you met her, would you be worried? In the old days, Tinian didn't reply, but silently repeated, if my daughter were alive? Takeson said annoyedly, if everyone is here, open up a bit. You've worked hard. Thanks for cooperating. It's dangerous. Wait a moment before stepping down. Seeing the knight's attitude and actions, Takeson cheerfully patted his shoulder and praised him. Oh my, this kid is so polite and kind. Thank you. No problem. Must apologize for misunderstanding a good person like you. Tinian thought to himself, the treatment is so different. Suddenly, a loud noise rang out. Taksin turned to look. At the gate of the mansion, a man was cursing loudly. He wondered himself, who is that? A day before Sai departed for the capital, the Baron's knights stood silently for a moment. So what do we do now? The Grand Duke is also involved. What can we possibly do? The red-haired knight cheerfully said, dismissed, dismissed. Then the Baron shouted, dismissed, dismissed? Damn it, and you dare call yourself a captain of the knights? Get out and find her for me. Find her at all costs. After being informed that Sai had stayed at the Grand Duke's residence, the Baron smirked. Just as I thought, breaking into the Grand Duke's private residence is a bit. I'm extremely satisfied. When I first heard she ran away, I was a bit shocked, but she will soon understand her place. In the end, she will realize she is always in the palm of my hand. If she seduced the Grand Duke, the wedding will be held immediately. With the wealth and power in the Grand Duke's hands, the Brody family's problems will be nothing now. Back to the present. Tinian paused and asked, marriage? This is the first I've heard of it. The Baron respectfully replied, yes, I intended to send a proposal soon, but it seems my daughter was too impatient. She ran away and came straight to your place first. Tinian recalled asking her earlier who the person she refused to marry was, causing her to run away from home. But she had trembled and did not answer. Tinian rubbed his chin and thought, so it was me. I don't know what you're misunderstanding, but I have no intention of marrying that girl. But you let Sai stay at your private residence? Damn it, did I really misunderstand something? Seeing Tinian's face cold as ice, the Baron immediately changed his plan. Come to think of it, didn't you postpone the wedding with the second princess? Don't you need a puppet to serve you? Use that girl. Until the Grand Duke finds her useful. Use her however you like, just don't let her die. But as you can see, I raised the girl to be quite obedient. In return, perhaps you could provide a little support. Tinian mused, father, she doesn't look very obedient to me. Suddenly Taksin spoke up. All right, I heard enough. Are you really that kid's father? Who is this guy? Wait, no need. That's not what you need to know right now. I've always wanted to say this when meeting you. And sure, the kid is a bit rude, but she's not the type of person to do that. Is this the prehistoric era? How can you treat your own child like that? You don't deserve to be a father. Is that how your parents taught you? The Baron screamed in anger. How dare you lay a hand on me? Meanwhile, inside the mansion, Sai walked disheveled, thinking, I couldn't sleep at all last night. Too many thoughts running through my head. The Grand Duke and Mr. Taksin left early. Suddenly the butler spoke. Good morning, my lady. Did you sleep well last night? Mr. Butler? Yes, thanks to you. You will be staying at the mansion for a while, so you also need a personal maid. Oh, perfect timing. There you are. The maid immediately replied. Yes, coming right away. For now on, please serve this lady. Sai hurriedly refused. No need. I don't deserve to be treated like that. But the maid excitedly replied, I am very happy to serve you. Just call me Daisy. Sai helplessly bowed her head and cried out, oh no, really? Daisy hurriedly bowed lower. No, please don't be so polite. Seeing this, Sai knelt down, her mouth ceaselessly saying, no. Daisy, out of options, did a handstand and replied, no. As a result, Sai lost to this overly enthusiastic servant. Can I go out for some fresh air? Of course. The Grand Duke's estate is huge. Let me guide you. Sai looked at the vast estate and sighed. Although it's just a private residence, this scale compared to the Baron's mansion is endless stairs a nightmare. When one has too many thoughts, watching flowing water is the best way to relax. As I stepped towards the exit, all the thoughts in my head seemed to vanish. Suddenly, her eyes filled with shock. Daisy said, especially next to the fountain, there are always a lot of butterflies there. Why do you look so panicked, my lady? Suddenly, Sai ran away. Daisy stopped and called after her, my lady. Sai thought in fear, impossible, what did I see? But why? Why is father here? Father? What the hell? At this moment, the Baron grabbed Taksin by the collar. Taksin shouted, wait, you're arresting him, right? See that? Do. Call the police immediately. Suddenly, Tinian coldly drew his sword. The Baron hurriedly pushed Taksin away. Oh my, wait a moment. I understand. You have no intention of marrying. Then I will take Sai, my daughter. Before he could finish, Tinian interrupted. No, unlucky for you, I cannot let you take that girl away. What? What do you mean? I hired her. Sai thought to herself. You just made that up, Duke. What are you saying? Tinian continued. If you want to take my person away, you must follow the proper procedures. Ridiculous. Even for a Grand Duke, this is too absurd. As soon as he finished speaking, the sword point was aimed at the Baron's neck. He glared and said in a cold voice, do I need to personally remind you? Taksin was also fuming with anger. Watching the carriage leave, he scolded. Are you crazy? Do you lack iodine or something? Tinian asked. Do you have anything you want to say to me? Actually, not really. Suddenly, Tinian glanced behind him. Sai walked up and spoke. What you just said, what does it mean? Her voice rang out suddenly, making Taksin jump and cry out. Whoa, where did you come from? Tinian smiled and answered her question. I thought you would be useful in managing this place. That's all. Saying that, he walked past her. Sai stood deep in thought. That's all. Thinking carefully, the only reason I could safely escape the Baron's house is also the only reason I can stay at the Grand Duke's residence. It's all thanks to Mr. Taksin, while I haven't been able to do anything. At this moment, Taksin asked, Kid, are you okay? I'm sorry, Mr. Taksin. What is it now? I want to help you, but I just caused trouble and rely on you. You even just got into trouble with my father, and I couldn't do anything. I feel like I'm a burden. Hearing this, Taksin immediately flicked her forehead with a pop, instantly raising a large bump. Don't think like that. How are you a burden? Thanks to you, I found a way to return to Korea. Isn't that the best thing? You helped me solve the biggest problem, so you don't need to feel guilty or pressured. You're still a student, aren't you? What is a student's job? Good grief. It's to eat quickly and grow up, run around, and study hard. Understand? That's enough. Sai thought, what? With a mess in my head, I can't understand. Taksin put on his hat and turned away. Anyway, ask the Grand Duke to draft a labor contract or something. Labor contract. Just like that, their life at the Grand Duke's residence began. The first place Sai looked for was, here, this is the Grand Duke's library. I was worried asking for this was too demanding. Is it okay if I look around the library? Of course. While you're at it, you can become the librarian. I'm glad he allowed me to use the library. I'll meet the Sanus later, so cultivating knowledge won't be a waste. With a library this big, I might even find traces of lost texts. From now on, I have to try my best. While she was thinking, Daisy's voice rang out. My lady, here are all the books you need. Magic, mana, and related things. So many. But why are you so interested in these things? You must have heard rumors about the fortune teller, right? Huh? What rumors? You don't know? Lately, the servants have been talking about a lot. Somehow, those who go for fortune-telling meet their destiny on the exact day he predicted. Others bought a necklace there, and their terminal illness immediately disappeared. It's truly a strange phenomenon. If that's true, maybe I'll find a clue. Information about Korea. It really is a strange story. Sai walked and pondered. I need to tell Mr. Taksin that we should go see the fortune teller together. Earlier, the butler had said, those two are researching more about the truck at the training arena. My lady, you wonder if you will disturb those two, right? Ah, there they are. Taksin dragged Tinian away while shouting loudly. I told you already no. You don't even have a driver's license. And if you keep using the fuel wastefully like that, when it runs out, you won't be able to drive anymore. I decided to just check the truck now. I need to see what's left inside. It's my stuff, and you don't even know? Well, I tried to check again, but someone kept holding a sword in front of my face, so I couldn't do it. Handheld fan, refunded because the charger didn't work. Thermos bottle returned due to leakage. Dear customer, your order of wireless bras, padded bras, seamless bras, body shaping underwear to increase bust size, push-up bras, thick padded strapless bras, comfortable bras, support bras for small busts, seamless push-up bras, bralettes with padding, bra tops with padding, product to click cheese. Maza will be delivered between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. today. And this is... Also, there is a heel callus remover, 21 expired water bottles, a hair tie, socks, and many other things. Finally, Taksin held up a bottle of wine, looking radiant. Tinian and Sai both thought that was the happiest expression they had ever seen. Mr. Taksin, there is something more important. What do you mean, more important? I'm really sorry to bring this up in such an important situation, but she then explained the situation. I don't really believe in things like that. Humans are supposed to live according to nature, born on earth, flowing like water. Sounds quite meaningless, right? But even the smallest clue could lead to a result. Suddenly, Tinian clenched his fist and thought, if that person finds a way to return, I can't let that happen. If things turn out that way, I'll have to deal with that fortune teller. Thinking this, Tinian said, I will go too. I'll higding. Let's go check it out. After that, the three of them arrived at the place. Let's go inside. Calm down, kid. So I just opened the curtain when a voice rang out. Akemema ikansen seitalia. A very special energy. Sir, you've been caught up in something strange, right? Takesen heard this and was surprised. Me? But before he could say anything, the fortune teller mumbled in some language. Takesen wondered, a spell? Wait, is that a spell? A moment later, the fortune teller said, all right, that worried face. Anyone can tell you're worried about your health. Or not. Maybe something else, let's see. Right? Money problems. You probably thought I was going to say that. But actually, it's about a burning love. Difficulties in romantic relationships. Takesen blankly replied, right? 53 years old, a perfectly reasonable age. He turned away, silently judging. He is definitely a scammer. The fortune teller hurriedly cried out, wait, hold on. I can see it. In this episode, you will have a fated encounter. It's true, I swear. Tinian frowned and said, all right, let's go. Suddenly Takesen shouted, oh my God. He pointed at the carriage. The trip just now was terrible. Moving in that thing is too painful. Sai asked, Mr. Tabi, are you perhaps carsick? Just in case, I searched for all the famous fortune tellers in this area. A whole long line, huh? Too troublesome. Suddenly Tinian ordered, they're all closed down because of illegal business activities starting today. Dispose of them. Since I'm out anyway, I'll go for a smoke and be right back. You two just make yourselves comfortable and have fun together. Saying that, Takesen left, leaving the two people standing there. Then they turned to look at each other blankly, both thinking about Takesen's words. Have fun ourselves? Over here, Takesen pondered. I definitely chose a quiet alley, but something keeps making me hesitate. Thinking that, he huffed coldly. We will avoid showing smoking scenes. Should I get going? Suddenly, a suspicious noise sounded behind Takesen. He looked extremely tense, then asked in surprise, what? He recalled what the fortune teller said earlier. I can see it in this episode. You will have a fated encounter. It's not even a human. Meanwhile, only Tinian and Sai remained. The atmosphere was extremely suffocating. She ran away to avoid marrying him, and he knows that she knows that he knows. Sai occasionally glanced over, wondering, what to do now? What should I say? Is it because his family is too secretive? I don't know what he looks like since there are no portraits of him, but calling him the Monster Duke is, a bit. Suddenly, Tinian turned and asked, do you have something to say? She involuntarily blurted out, so handsome. Finishing the sentence, she snapped out of it, startled and panicked. She hurriedly pointed at the man in front. Him, that man over there. He is so attractive, totally my type. Oh, okay. The most precious line in the life of extra character number 1. Me, Grand Duke. There is something I need to tell you. She thought, my first sentence was so pathetic that I don't feel the pressure anymore. He asked, what is it? Suddenly she said, I'm sorry. I was wondering what you intended to say, but I already forgave you last time. No, I apologize for judging you based on rumors. These past few days, after actually talking to you, I realize you are not at all like what is said in the rumored stories. You are truly a good person, even though I threw up on your shirt. She continued, I was worried that my behavior might hurt you, so I wanted to say this properly. Don't worry about that. Such rumors are always around. I don't care about them anymore. Yes, after meeting your butler, I can understand. The story about you beheading the butler for embezzling your assets for many years. Tinian replied, that part is true. Come on, it's fair. He was actually the student of the butler I raised. Hearing that, Sai's psychological distance increased by 100. Maybe I should retreat while I can. Tinian smiled and said, it's okay. Back to Takesen. Wait, what is this? Seeing bloodstains on the dog made him surprised. What the hell happened to it? Why are you injured? Is there a veterinarian nearby? Just as he finished his sentence, someone ran up shouting, there you are. Catch that dog. Takesen asked, are you its owner? That's right. That thing suddenly ran away. Takesen sensed its trembling fear. Takesen helplessly scratched his head and sighed, oh my, really? Anyway, thanks for catching it. Here, I will. The man hadn't finished his sentence when Takesen interrupted. How much? I asked how much for this dog. Oh, 50 coins, all right. Right now I don't have money, but the people with me do. I'll call them over soon. Those two don't have phones, do they? God, they're truly useless. Hey, if you aren't going to buy it, give the dog back. Who said I'm not buying it? Wait a bit. I'm getting the money right now. The man suddenly pulled out a whip. Listen here, you. Suddenly, a large shadow appeared, startling him. Tinian gloomily said, "What do you intend to do with that thing?" The man hurriedly said, "Never mind," then quickly found a way to flee. Taksin exclaimed, "Oh, arrived just in time." Tinian calmly said, "That is the protagonist's intuition." Ah, Sai sat down, concerned for the dog. "What happened to the dog?" "It's injured so badly. Anyway, take it to the vet first and come back later." "But it's injured very badly. I want to ensure the dog gets treated. Can we take it back and care for it until it gets better?" Taksin objected vehemently. "No, taking care of it is one thing, but you can't bring a wild animal home. If you bring it back, I will throw it out." Sai put on a pitiful expression. "Mr. Tabi." The dog also whined, silently saying, "Please." Taksin, out of options, agreed. He sighed and said, "Fine, can stay outside, but it cannot step inside the house." "Great, thank you so much." And just like that, Taksin had a new friend in this world. Tinian scoffed, "The mansion is mine, though." Scene changed to the temple. Raymond walked in and spoke. "It's been quite a long time." Looking at the girl kneeling inside the sanctuary, Raymond called, "Lemoa." The girl turned to look at him and replied, "Welcome to the Little Sun Empire. Can we skip these meaningless greetings?" Lemoa laughed and said, "Is that so? You're a busy person. What brought you here?" Raymond asked, "Lemoa, I really cannot meet the goddess, right?" She suddenly laughed loudly. "Ha, I can't believe you came all this way just to ask something like that. How dare you say that to me? I've spent my whole life in this wretched temple, all for the so-called honor of the royal family, pretending to be a saintess when I am not even one. But as for you, just because you're the crown prince, you have the position I desire so easily." Raymond hesitated. I don't want this position either. If I could give it up, I would have done so already. Your attitude only annoys me more. You know, it seems the Pope has arrived. Go back. I still have to pray to that damn goddess." Just in time, two people walked out from inside. High Priest Holy Moly called out, "Lemoa." Sometime later, "Hello everyone, it's Sai here. It's been quite a while since the last time I stayed at the Nadia Mansion. The dog we brought back last time is also about to fully recover." Recalling earlier, Taksin asked, "You treated it yourself?" "Yes, I had to treat myself for a while. I think I'm quite confident. Do they have dog food here? If not, what do you plan to feed it?" "It's sick. Leaving it outside isn't very good either. But, you know, I saw on YouTube that you also have to walk it. I think it's because Tabi has been paying more attention. But I think it's quite weird to keep calling a dog. I'm thinking of giving it a name. What do you think?" "God, a name again." Tinian in the back silently said helplessly, "Then what are we doing here?" "Over here," Sai suggested some names. "Cocoa, Cookie, Biscuit, Candy." Taksin gave a name that couldn't be more absurd. "Dog shit. Well, now it has a name." Tinian suddenly spoke up. "Busu fits perfectly." The dog immediately ran over and peed on Tinian's leg. Tinian screamed, "Filthy dog." Taksin laughed until he cried. "Ha." Sai smiled, thinking to herself, maybe he doesn't realize it, but Tabi has a gentle side too, doesn't he? Back to the present. Sai looked around. Where did Tabi go? I should give him the gift. She called out loudly, "Uncle Tabi, are you washing clothes yourself again? I told you to tell me so I can help." "It's fine, it's not that hard anyway, but what's up?" She hesitated. Well, this is a gift from when my father visited. I noticed you seemed to care when your favorite clothes were ruined. So I chose a few things for you. It's not high-quality fabric or anything. I got paid for working as a library manager, so." Taksin picked up the pink shirt. "Oh, you didn't have to." Before finishing the sentence, he suddenly went silent. Seeing that, Sai looked up in confusion. Suddenly Taksin said, "Thank you." Sai's eyes widened, silently amazed. "Uncle Tabi," his expression looks a bit. Then both fell into a quiet atmosphere. Over here, Tinian also reached in his shirt, then took out a carefully wrapped gift. But it wasn't until evening that he walked to Taksin's truck. Taksin glanced over and called, "Oh, Grand Duke." He also spoke up to greet, "Mr. Tabi." Taksin, holding a glass of wine, offered, "Do you want a drink?" "A few hours ago." Thinking back, I realize there are probably a bit too many ruffles. Huh? Ruffles are a strip of fabric pleated or gathered, creating a prominent decorative pattern or texture. I thought it would suit him, but maybe not. At that moment, she suddenly saw Tinian. Seeing him pacing back and forth, looking extremely confused, but why does he look like a puppy needing to go to the bathroom? Could it be he's trying to hold it in? Tinian immediately shouted, "Not all. I am not." Sai hurriedly covered her mouth. Did I just say that out loud? No, it's just. Her thoughts are showing all over her face. Wait, is it that obvious? Then, exactly what made you look like you were constipated? I know. You still haven't given your gift to Uncle Tabby, right? I haven't given a gift to anyone since I was little. Perhaps that's why. It's hard to be able to do it. Sai encouraged. It's okay, you can do it. Looking at her expression, Tinian silently exclaimed, God, so pitiful. Seems like I worried for nothing. Looks like the Grand Duke is also having trouble with that constipation issue. Huh? You could say it that way. Uncle Tabby didn't seem to like my gift very much. Hope he will like your gift. But my gift is just an accessory to go with yours, so there's no way he would like it. Take the pin for the shirt next to it and wrap it up too. Sai thought to herself, honestly speaking, maybe he's right. Back to the present. Do you want a drink? Suddenly Tinian sat down and replied, more than Sai. Oh, that's unexpected. All right, cheers. Tinian reached out to take it. Takeson immediately said, God, when an adult gives you something, you should take it with 2 hands, you know? While pouring wine, Takeson said, your life still has a long road ahead. I'm just not used to this. Only after a while did Tinian awkwardly present the gift. Here, what is this? It's a gift. Sai, you too? What is the meaning of giving a gift to someone who will leave sooner or later? Tinian thought to himself, maybe Tabi doesn't want to be closer to us than this. Takeson spoke. Ever since that damn dog showed up, everything has been a total mess. He keeps tugging at my shirt, whining. Is he asking me to take him for a walk or something? Meanwhile, Tinian was lost in thought. Even thinking that, standing on the balcony, looking down. Below were Takeson, Sai, and the dog. I've gotten used to having them around. Finishing his drink, Tinian put the glass down. I haven't been this close to anyone since I was a child. Oh, really? What about that brown-haired guy? You said you two were friends. Tinian smiled faintly. Friends. It used to be true until that incident happened. Actually, it was an assassination orchestrated by the Emperor to eliminate the Nordia family, whom he saw as a thorn in his side. Thanks to his mother, Tinian was hidden in a safe place. The next day, he was discovered by a distant relative who had planned it. Tinian, wait. Mother, father, brother. Tinian, I know this is hard to accept, but from now on, the fate of our family will lie in your hands. Even those I once considered friends turned their backs on me. I'm sorry, Tinian, but I just can't believe it. My father would never do such a thing. After that, I lived for the sole purpose of revenge. Tinian lowered his face and continued. Even so, perhaps everything would have been easier if I had died that day too. Takeson immediately lunged and hit Tinian repeatedly. You brat, don't you even cherish the life your parents gave you? Then Tinian glanced at Takeson and thought, or at least I was going to say that. I thought he would explode right there. Suddenly, Takeson spoke gloomily. Have I ever told you? I had a daughter, but it's been a while since she passed away in an accident. A car crash. My wife took her out for a walk, and she just wasn't paying attention for a moment, just a split second. That's how it happened. Tinian frowned, thinking to himself, Tabi's daughter. Takeson spoke again with a pained expression. For a long time, everything fell into chaos. My wife and I barely managed to endure each day. We fought fiercely every single day, blaming each other, saying things we shouldn't have said. If you had taken proper care of her, this wouldn't have happened. In the end, we couldn't even look at each other, even when not thinking about her. So we divorced. If I had been there that day, if the one who died had been me, the loss of a child made every day feel like living in hell. Grand Duke, do you understand why I'm telling you this? Because I know a truth. No matter how many times your parents could go back to that moment, they would choose to save you. You seem sure, don't you? I know, because I was a father too. So don't ever let that thought cross your mind again. Saying that, the image of Takeson's daughter flashed through his mind. And after Tinian left, saying he was going to deliver the gift, they all disappeared. Dawn was approaching, and Sai was worried to death, so she went looking for the two of them. Sai saw Tinian rolling on the ground and cried out, Whoa, what is going on? Takeson was still pouring wine with a flushed face. Uncle Tabi, are you okay? Why did you let yourself lie under the table like that? Suddenly, Takeson saw Sai as his own daughter. He hurriedly threw the wine glass away, then lunged forward and grabbed her hand. Daughter, since when did you grow so big? Since when? Are you eating well over there? Is school going okay? You haven't even appeared in my dreams these past days. Is something wrong? Are you having trouble? You know Dad is always listening to you, right? No matter what, I should have been there. I should have always been by your side. I miss you so much, my dear daughter. Sai was surprised and thought, I see. Tabi, he misses his family. She immediately hugged him. Am I crossing the line? Is it really okay if I do this? But then, thinking about it, she spoke up. I miss you too, Dad. Dad, very much. Suddenly, Takeson frowned. It seemed he had sobered up. He pushed Sai away. What? Oh my, you scare me. Why are you suddenly standing there? Are you cold? Dress warmly and go, kid. Yes, Uncle Tabi. Do you feel any better? Yeah. I'm fine. Totally fine. Suddenly, he noticed Tinian lying on the ground. Huh, what the hell? I'm fine, but you have work to do. Take him to bed. Here, take him back. Sai mentally cried out. He's so heavy and stumbling like a drunkard. It's very late. I can't call anyone for help either. And if I wake the butler at this hour, what the hell is going on? A moment later, she dragged Tinian to the bedroom door. I did it. She noticed the bed inside, then grabbed Tinian's legs and dragged him in. Sorry for dragging you. Please forgive my rudeness. Struggling for a while, Sai finally managed to pull Tinian onto the bed. She mentally cheered. Success. She carefully pulled the blanket up to cover him. Anyway, let's go. I still have to make sure Mr. Tabi gets to his room safely. Why does walking into the bedroom feel so awkward all of a sudden? Suddenly, Tinian grabbed her hand. Wait a moment. The next morning, Daisy asked, come to think of it, Miss, why did you stay in this mansion? Is it rude of me to ask? No need to worry. But since our readers already know everything, I'll tell you briefly. I was supposed to marry the Duke. Back then, I had only heard rumors about him, and I thought I was going to die. To be honest, I was very scared when I first came here because of those rumors. But it turns out he doesn't even have a group of servants serving him, let alone helping him bathe. Aside from the butler, he keeps no one by his side. To put it bluntly, he seems more used to being alone. Well, saying he's cold is a bit much. Sai said, but I don't think he's that cold. He's actually a good person, you know? It's just, sometimes seeing him lonely makes my soul ache. Daisy smiled mischievously and mentally exclaimed, oh ho, Sai recalled what happened last night. If it were now, do you think you could marry me? She was startled and thought, no way. How dare someone like me? Why am I thinking about that right now? She remembered Tinian's words from then. Don't go. He begged earnestly. Don't leave me alone. Sai had moved closer, sitting down next to Tinian. I won't go anywhere, really? Yes, I won't go anywhere. So if you're awake, please lie down immediately. Thinking about it, I never really apologized to you. Apologize to me? When we first met, I was rude to you. You've kept that in your heart all this time, even when you were a Grand Duke. Tinian spoke again. I forgot how to treat others gently. I know it's shameful to say this, but I don't want you to leave. All right, I won't do that. Sai reached out and gently tucked Tinian's hair. He gently closed his eyes and fell asleep. Stay with me. At this moment, Tinian woke up. He held his head and groaned. My head. Then images from the night before with Sai flashed up. He angrily kicked a hole in the blanket and shouted, damn it. The butler rushed in. Are you okay, my lord? Then everyone was present. My lord, my lord. My lord, he ordered. Everyone get out now. Sai poked her head in and asked, I thought you would feel tired, so I brought some food. Should I leave too? Tinian hesitated for a moment, then said, wait here a moment. Oh, the Duke is up. Takes in thought. Why does he still look fine? So I brought a huge bowl. I was going to make milk stew to be easier on your stomach, but nothing cures a hangover better than a bowl of ramen. It's all thanks to Uncle Tabi's efforts. Duke, you should thank me. I was saving this to have as a snack with drinks later. Tinian exclaimed. Wow, lying without blinking. Taksin yelled, stop talking back. So he immediately shoved ramen into Tinian's mouth to shut him up, then turned to feed Sai. Want some? So both of them were burning up as if about to breathe fire. Taksin saw this and was bewildered, not understanding what was happening. Uncle Tabi, you really should taste it. He patted their heads, thinking, too late, I've gotten too attached. While we can still be together, perhaps I should enjoy it. Thinking that, he said, see, the taste is perfect, isn't it? No, really. You really should taste it. Watching you kids eat makes me full. So, eat up or I'll stuff it down your throats. The dog standing outside witnessed everything, and it too turned and left in silence out of fear. A few days later, Tinian was standing pensively when someone announced, My lord, the crown prince has arrived. Tinian looked surprised and asked, why do we receive this honor? Raymond reached into his coat and took out a card. I have this for you, a royal banquet. It means a party hosted by the royal family. Tinian held the card in his hand and thought, it seems to be an invitation to the royal banquet. What is it this time? Are they planning to consolidate royal power right amidst the nobles? When needed, they push me to the border out of fear. Now they insist on calling me back to places like this. Is it a forced marriage with the second princess this time? I really am a convenient chess piece in their eyes. Raymond said confusedly, oh no, since this is a novel, an episode about a royal banquet should appear soon, shouldn't it? Hearing that, Tinian turned to look at him suspiciously. Anyway, you didn't come here just to deliver an invitation, right? What is the real purpose? Raymond smiled and replied, "Ah, are Mr. Tabi and the young lady doing well? I was a bit surprised to hear that you let her stay at the mansion. Did you really come just to talk nonsense like that? But I'm very glad to see you seem well." Looking at Raymond smiling, Tinian thought, he hasn't changed at all since we were kids. Tion, listen to me for a bit. Duke Nordia, perhaps I'm the only one who has changed. Thinking that, Tinian said, I won't be staying here long. I promised to take them to see the Saintess during the National Foundation Day celebration. Raymond heard that and wilted, trembling and crying out, you can't, the Saintess is actually Duke. Just then, Takeson walked in and exclaimed, "Oh my, that young man from back then. Oh my God, Rue." Raymond lowered his eyes, sweating and stuttering. "Teach the family, my family." Tinian said, "I know that." Then Sai and Takeson looked confused. "Royal banquet?" Tinian explained for Takeson to understand. "It means a party organized by the royal family." "I know that." Sai looked dazed and said, "Royal banquet. Has the social season arrived?" Raymond spoke up. "Will the young lady also attend this party?" No, I haven't even had my debutante ball yet." Takeson turned to Tinian and Raymond with a puzzled look. "Is it necessary to be like that? No knowledge of romance novels." Suddenly Raymond lowered his head and said, "The two of you should come along with the Duke as well. Since it's a grand party, you can accompany him, bring people along." Tinian asked, "Is that okay?" "It is. It's perfectly fine. Let's do that." "No, what would I do at a party for young people?" Suddenly, Raymond stepped forward and grasped Takeson's hand. "No, I want you to come. I also want to repay you, Sir Takeson, for giving me courage." After that, Raymond said his goodbyes. "Then, I shall take my leave first." At this moment, Takeson still felt goosebumps from that hand-holding just now. That was creepy. On the side, Tinian thought to himself, I wonder what he's thinking. Sai looked at him and silently wondered. Didn't he say he wasn't a noble? Suddenly, he turned and asked her, "So, are you interested in the party?" "Yes, when it comes to parties, everyone wears beautiful clothes and dances gracefully to beautiful performances. They say various high-class foods and wines are prepared too, right?" Takeson looked blank and said, "You know quite a lot, even though you say you've never been." "I've never been there, but my sister occasionally told me what happened at parties." As she recalled her sister's stories, Sai's face blushed with excitement. Remembering those images made Sai's mood dampen. Tinian glanced over and watched her intently without saying a word. Takeson exclaimed, "Wow. Well then, I'll go drink some wine and come back." Tinian handed a card to the butler and said, "Then I will prepare suitable attire for the party." "Surely you don't intend to go in that outfit, right?" "This outfit is normal. What's the problem?" "A large party like that requires some formality. It's a royal banquet attended by all the nobles." "Then I will definitely meet my family again. So my sister will also." Scene change. "Gosh, why did you tell me to become Count Ben's concubine?" the Baron said with a headache. "What else could I do?" Sai ran away. "That's why I told you from the start that we should have sent that little one to the Count instead of the Duke. I reached out everywhere after that. And is this the result?" The Baron shouted, "Shut up. Do you dare argue with my decision? Go prepare for your bridal lessons right now, Brody." Back to Sai. She thought deeply after Mom was kicked out of the mansion. "You filthy thing, don't let me see your face." Between a stepmother who was hostile to me and a father who was indifferent all the time, the only one who reached out to me in this house was, just call me Big Sister. Mom and Dad might not know, but I quite like you. Anyway, I'm bored of playing with dolls." At this point, Sai snapped out of it due to Daisy calling her. My lady here, hurry and choose. These are dress designs. In the end, I have to go to the royal party. Actually, I don't necessarily have to go to the party. Do I have to take that ticking time bomb along with me alone?" Takeson has completely forgotten noble etiquette. Tinian is like a wild beast because there's a hidden pressure weighing on these small shoulders. At this moment, Takeson asked blankly, "Me? I have to wear this? The stuff you guys gave me? Just help me pick some pants that fit." "Yes. Then I will adjust it a bit, since the author said it's too hard to draw." "Well then, next is here, come here, my lady." Being mentioned suddenly made her startle. "I've been looking all this time. Your figure is truly beautiful. Surely you can wear any design beautifully. If you leave it to me, I will definitely turn you into the sparkling main character of the party." Sai stammered, Too close." Tinian, who had been noticing for a while, immediately shouted at him, "That's enough. This dress is truly the style of a noble lady." The splendid puffed sleeves combine harmoniously with lovely lace. The next dress is a particularly charming purple coordinated with accessories. The next dress is, no, let me speak first. Next, the next outfit is here, over there, pull the curtain. Takes fished his phone out of his pocket. Wow, I definitely have to take a picture of this. Very quickly, a shutter sound rang out. Looking at Sai on the phone, Takes asked Tinian, what do you think? Did it come out nice? Let me see. This is modern civilization. Tinian was fascinated and immediately snatched it. Takes hurriedly shouted, hey, what the? Are you trying to save battery on purpose? Sai also exclaimed in excitement, whoa, this is really interesting. I want to see too. But it's truly magical to be able to record the scene so clearly without drawing for a long time. Unbelievable. This is nothing. Look, press this button and the camera rotates. The image of the three appeared. That's right, taking it now. And so, the day of the royal party arrived. Tinian draped a dashing outfit over himself. As for Takeson's outfit, let's just consider it roughly fixed. He wondered, what are these flowers? Suddenly, the dog ran over. Tinian had just turned around, unable to react in time. It jumped onto Tinian's clothes, but very quickly, it was caught by the butler. Takeson instructed, you stay home and guard the house carefully. You have to listen to the butler, kid. Butler, why do you look so happy? Ho, not at all. Takeson frowned and continued. Moreover, this carriage again? I'd rather drive a truck. If I could, I would drive a truck there, but anyway, it's not mine anymore. Tinian asked, what are you saying? That is my carriage. This is the carriage you and Sai will have to take. Takeson immediately snapped. This guy wants to take the good carriage alone. Don't you know the rule of respecting elders? Tinian silently said, seems like there's a monster. He sighed, it's not like that. If you get out of the same carriage as me, it's easy to get entangled in unnecessary rumors. At this moment, Sai stepped out. I'm late. I'm sorry. Today the maids wouldn't let me go easily. My lady, an opportunity like today won't come a second time. Girls, bring the accessories and gather here. This is the first time I've been made up like this. How do I look? Tinian froze, looking at her blankly. It's my first time dressing like this. What does everyone think? Takeson gave a thumbs up in praise. Beautiful. Million likes. Tinian didn't say anything. He turned around and said, everyone is here. Let's get ready to head out. Sai replied, yes. I'm not used to walking in high heels like this yet. Just as she thought this, Tinian held out his hand and said, take it. Sai immediately held Tinian's hand. Thank you. Tinian just led her along, his face stiff as a wooden log. Sai's face also turned red from shyness. He carefully helped her step into the carriage. Takeson silently worried. I wonder if it'll be okay? A while later, Sai exclaimed, whoa, Uncle Takeson, we're almost there. There's the royal palace. So magnificent. In my whole life, I never expected to have the chance to step into the royal palace. Takeson was silent and didn't speak. He smiled and thought to himself, yeah, as long as you're happy, that's fine. Later at the party, a splendid room with sparkling lights. People gathered very bustlingly. Tinian's appearance made the atmosphere become gloomier. People whispered, he is the monster Grand Duke from the legends. I heard one swing of his sword can turn a place into a sea of blood. That cold gaze is enough to freeze people. Why does he have an aura more majestic than royalty? Meanwhile, Sai walked behind, acting humble, confusing Takeson. She thought, luckily thanks to the Grand Duke, we got in without being noticed. Uncle Takeson, let's move over there quickly. But when she turned around, she asked blankly, who is this? Uncle Takeson, where are you? Uncle Takeson, I'm right here. Sorry. I don't know why, but when you wear this suit, I can't distinguish you from the people around. Why is it so weird? At this moment, an announcement voice rang out. His Majesty the Emperor has arrived. Tinian and Sai bowed in respect. She turned hurriedly and said, Uncle Takeson, bow quickly. Isn't that person? The Emperor and Empress slowly walked out. And the first crown prince, Raymond Theodorus John Sidney Oli Hiffer. Seeing this, Sai couldn't help but widen her eyes in surprise. When she heard someone call my lady, she snapped out of it. The little son of the empire? I was so shocked. I don't remember anything from the moment the royal family appeared until the crown prince walked over. Raymond smiled and said, you can just be comfortable like before. After all, I was the one who tricked you two first. Oh, anyway, last time her hair was neater and nicer. Why did you dye it such a faded color? Sai immediately warned, Uncle Takeson. Raymond immediately turned. Thank you for coming, sir. It is an honor to meet you again, then kissed his hand. Takeson immediately punched Raymond in the head. This bastard, that's disgusting. The people around exclaimed exclaimed in surprise. Huh, what does that mean? Tinian and Raymond hurriedly covered for Taksin. Sai quickly attracted everyone with a circus act. Oh my, that's amazing, top-tier performance art. Tinian warned on the side. Listen clearly, Taksin. Here, I also have a limit to protecting you. Oh, sorry. After that, the Grand Duke and the Crown Prince left for private business. Tinian said, I was summoned by the Emperor. Raymond also said, I have to greet the other nobles too. On this side, Sai temporarily retreated to the balcony with Taksin. She looked extremely tense. Taksin felt embarrassed and guilty, thinking that a middle-aged person couldn't blend in with the youth and was only causing trouble. Music started playing. Sai said, the ball has started. She turned back to look inside. If only I could teach Uncle Taksin how to dance. Taksin frowned and replied, hey, dancing isn't important. The important thing is having fun. Come on, like this. Watching him fool around made Sai look blank. Then she burst out laughing. Are you laughing at seeing an adult dance? Man, Uncle Taksin is really... Then I'll try dancing too. Inside the party, everyone danced together. Outside on the balcony, Sai and Taksin also danced extremely happily. A while later, Sai raised her hand to wipe away sweat. Taksin danced regardless of the era. Oh my god, jump up, yeah. It's really fun to just let yourself go with the music carelessly like this. Look, I told you so. By the way, where's the restroom? Actually, I've needed to pee for a while now. Go out the balcony, straight into the hallway, then turn right. Do you need me to go with you? Do you think I'm 5 years old or something? I can go by myself. Sai smiled as she watched Taksin's back. After that, she looked up at the night sky. She thought deeply. Before coming to the banquet, my heart was still full of anxiety. But it really is lucky that I came here with everyone. By the way, the day for Taksin to return to his world is coming soon. Even though I was the one who said I would help him return, why does my heart feel so heavy? Suddenly, there was the sound of footsteps approaching, along with a voice speaking up, long time no see. Sai turned her head. Surprised, she called out, big sister. She stepped forward to hug Sai. Back a bit before that. My lady is becoming more splendid and beautiful by the day. Isn't she? The Baron replied. You flatter me. It's truly embarrassing. On the outside, Sai's sister acted happy, but inside she was secretly cursing. Damn it. Suddenly people were noisy. Oh my, that's amazing. It caught her attention. Looking over, she saw her younger sister performing, and Tinian's group along with the Crown Prince. Seeing Sai smiling happily with them, she smirked maliciously. Then she called out, Father, I need to speak with you for a moment. Don't you see that? Look there, why is that face smiling so calmly? Yes, I see it, but don't you understand? She was invited to the royal banquet. Clearly the Grand Duke is very interested in her. So, do not cause trouble and anger him at this moment. Over time, things may change. She tried to insist. Father, the Baron shouted. Silence. The urgent matter is to put out the fire. Can't you do such a simple task? She clenched her trembling hands. After all, Father intends to use me as a substitute for Sai. Father, I have a good idea. No, that cannot happen. Back to the present. She called out, Little sister, I thought after you ran away, I would never see you again. Knowing how to act in front of the Duke, it seems he isn't as cold as the rumors say. I saw it. Yes, I also saw your bizarre dancing. Sai, stop fooling around. Marry the Grand Duke. Because you ran away, our family is now on the brink of collapse. Or would you rather I sell myself to that old pervert in your place? Recalling Tinian once saying, Please don't abandon me, okay? Sai thought to herself, if I sincerely beg, maybe the Grand Duke would agree to marry me. Turns out he is weaker than I thought. But she answered bluntly, No, I don't want to become a burden to him in that way. Do you consider that Grand Duke more important than the person who treated you well like me? I am your family. Family. You are the only one who considers this family. Sai recalled that time her sister had said, Father, do you really intend to marry Sai to the Grand Duke? What if something happens to her? Better to marry her to Count Vanny. That guy doesn't care what a woman is. I know I am just a convenient puppet in your hands, but I still want to believe that there are people who genuinely care about me, more than blood family. Now, I will not let myself be manipulated anymore. Hearing that, she laughed faintly. The atmosphere suddenly became quiet. A moment later, she said, The Count won't care if the object is me or you. Even if arms or legs are broken, as long as they heal before the wedding, It's fine. Wait down there. I will come pick you up later. As she spoke, she moved closer. Sai turned pale and cried out, "What? Now you're hiding from the Grand Duke too? How ungrateful." Having said that, she ruthlessly pushed her sister down. Sai fell with a shocked expression. "I think I just fell from the balcony, but why doesn't it hurt at all? It's even soft." Hearing a woof woof, Sai turned around and slid off. "Oh, puppy, what are you doing here?" The dog seemed to say, "I came here secretly." Meanwhile, the butler worried, "If I don't find it, I will be cut in many different ways." "What? You shouldn't be here." The butler must be panicking. "But it's lucky. Thanks to you, I wasn't injured." The sister, seeing this scene, was astonished. "This is absurd. Why did a dog suddenly appear? What on earth? No, I must catch them before the Grand Duke finds out," she thought and turned away. Sai stared blankly up at the balcony. As if realizing the danger, the dog bit Sai's hem and barked continuously. Sai thought, "Right, I can't stay like this." She hurriedly ripped the beads attached to her dress. Then she threw them on the ground along with her shoes. She said, "Let's go." Just like that, she sprinted away. On this side, takes inside and complained, "This world is truly wretched. Even going to the bathroom once is unbearably troublesome. How many times is this? This hallway just passing through." Thus, Takesen intruded into the ball. A staff member approached, offering drinks. A glass of premium wine, full-bodied, expensive, exquisite, delicious here. "Give it here quickly." Suddenly a voice rang out, "Takesen. Oh, the Grand Duke is done already?" Suddenly Tinian stared at him. He looked confused, not understanding what was going on. "Is my zipper open?" "Oh no, that's not what I mean." "What?" Recalling what Raymond said. "As I said, a saintess? That is just a hoax for the royal family to show off." Tinian frowned and remained silent for a while. "Why are you telling me that? I didn't expect you to dare make promises to Takesen, even if you bring Takesen to the Foundation Day ceremony." "Tinian, this saintess won't be of any help. Is the Grand Duke leaving?" "No, Tinian. I have probably partially guessed the truth. What you told me that day was true, but I chose to believe in my father and family and betrayed you. As I grew up, I realized this royal family is not normal at all. My guilt towards you grew larger, but I didn't know how to ask for forgiveness. I abandoned you when you were small, just because of cowardice. Thinking back now, we are only 1 year apart. In the novel, Tinian is 22 years old and Raymond is 23 years old. But when I saw you spending time with Takesen and that young lady, I saw you gradually changing. Actually, I knew it might be too late, but for your sake, I decided I must speak out. You surely know I want revenge, desiring the royal family's collapse. Did you not foresee the consequences of revealing such confidential information?" Raymond growled in reply, "I know. Therefore, this is my atonement for what I did in childhood." Tinian sighed and said, "Let's go back first." "What's wrong?" "Back to the present." Tinian and Takesen went out to the balcony. "Uncle is back here, but in front of the balcony, there is not a single soul." "Huh? What is it? Where did the girl go?" Tinian frowned and observed. As if seeing something, he picked up a string of beads from Sai's dress. He clenched it tight. His eyes became extremely gloomy. On this side, Sai ran in panic. "What should I do? What must I do? Surely Uncle Takesen and the Duke." But considering he even prepared a private carriage, it seems he doesn't want anyone to know about our relationship. "Oh, sir." "What? Are you close with them?" "What are you talking about?" "No, the image is for illustration purposes only. I have met people who genuinely care for me, more than blood family." "That's right. Surely those two will come to help me soon." "Puppy, I will hide in the carriage. So can you call those two to help me?" The dog shut its eyes tight and barked woof. Then both split up and ran in opposite directions. She sat in the carriage, crouching low. "No, this probably isn't safe. Yeah, if I try to curl up a bit then," she whispered in fear. "No, there's no other way. I have to risk it all, get into the Duke's carriage." But just as she looked up, she saw that woman's face. "Found you." Sai started and screamed. She immediately covered Sai's mouth. "Come on, let's return. Back to our home." On this side, Takesen looked at Tinian's face, which was radiating murderous intent, and asked, "What is it? Why are you making a face like you want to kill someone?" "Huh, puppy." It signaled for help, SOS. Tinian immediately jumped straight down below, then hurriedly said, "Takesen, get down here now." Takesen stood looking down, bewildered. Then he also climbed over the railing. Falling death. But Tinian below had caught him neatly. Tinian clicked his tongue in annoyance. "TCH, put me down quickly." And right after that, With the dog leading the way, the two ran behind. Tinian ran while clenching his lips in anger. Taksin cried out, "Oh my God, I'm out of breath." Suddenly he stopped, frowned, and shouted, "Ah, Sai." The Baron and the sister were dragging her away. Sai heard that and turned around. Just as Tinian appeared, speaking in an icy voice, "You dare. Surely the Baron here finds my words to be like a joke, doesn't he?" He hurriedly knelt down. "No way. My eldest daughter was thoughtless and acted rashly. I was just intending to stop her." "No, father. Grand Duke, I just—" But seeing the crushing aura of the Grand Duke, she also knelt down begging, "Oh my God. Sai, what is happening? Uncle Taksin, Grand Duke, puppy." Sai ran and threw herself into Taksin's arms. "I'm so happy. I knew everyone would come to save me." Tinian looked at them and said, "All right, this time I'll prioritize this side first. All three of you, line up here, back to the mansion immediately." Suddenly Tinian stepped forward and picked Sai up. "Ah, Grand Duke, I can walk by myself. It's not so bad that I'm limping." Tinian ignored her words. He glanced with sharp, cold eyes at the Baron. "And as for you, Baron Brody, await my punishment for you." The sister panicked and screamed, "Ay." On this side, Sai kept looking at Tinian slowly, then apologetically said, "I'm sorry. Because of my problem, I caused you to encounter such trouble." "No trouble. I just felt worried about you." After the event occurred at the royal banquet, I was treated with great care under the Duke's instructions. The doctor examined Sai, then said, except for a mild sprain in the ankle. For now, I don't see any serious problems. But surely you have exhausted too much mental energy." Actually, I really am fine. Lying in the Grand Duke's bed like this makes me feel embarrassed." He frowned and said, "This stage requires maintaining a state of absolute rest. Lie down immediately." Pressured by his aura, she hurriedly lay down right then and there. "Yes." After the doctor left, Tinian said again, "Now then, there surely won't be any entanglements with Baron Brody anymore." Sai replied in surprise, "Ah, yes." She thought to herself, turns out the Grand Duke took action. Naturally, this matter not only affects me, but also damages his dignity. He stood up to leave. "Well, I should also go solve the pile of backlog work." She sat up and replied, "Ah, yes." Suddenly Tinian turned back, grumbling, "Absolute quiet for recovery." I said, "Lie down." Daisy startled. "Understood. Now, girl, this is stew with lots of milk." "Ah, come on, you understand, right?" I will scoop it myself." Sai pondered silently. "Father, mother, sister, I guess we will never meet again. I have become an ordinary fallen noble. It's strange. I don't feel happy at all. On the contrary, I feel something suffocating." "Oh, I'm choking," Daisy said to Taksin. She has been in this state for a while now. "Oh my God, choking, really choking. At a time like this, must use the secret weapon." Taksin pulled a sewing needle out of his pocket. Daisy asked in panic, "What? That voice sounds familiar. What do you intend to do with that?" Sai also called out worriedly, "Uncle Taksin." He moved closer and said, "Just a prick on the hand, and you'll be cured immediately." The servant imagined the needle piercing through the hand and was terrified. "Ah, no, what are you saying?" Suddenly, Sai reached her hand out while reassuring her. "No, Daisy, I believe in his acupuncture skills." Although she said that, her face looked extremely tense. She turned her head to look elsewhere, mumbling to distract herself. "Now, let's go. La 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 la. Dung 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 dung." But Taksin only pricked Sai's finger lightly. A moment later she turned back and asked, "Is it done? Look at this black blood there. This is all blood from the choking, that's right." Sai was surprised and thought, "Through this incident, I realized once again that both Uncle Taksin and the Grand Duke are extremely important people to me." Taksin said, "Turn around, Uncle will massage your back." She was still immersed in her thoughts. "But why are my feelings for the Grand Duke so strange? My chest feels heavy. Sometimes it feels like something is choking me." "Speak of the devil. You seem to be doing better, right?" "What a relief." She shyly covered her face. "Ah, so cheesy." That feeling was embarrassment. Suddenly Sai and Taksin froze when they heard Tinian announce, "There's about a month left until the Foundation Day Festival." He called out to Sai. She replied, "Yes." "After the Foundation Day Festival, what do you want to do?" She turned away and thought to herself, "After the Foundation Day Festival, after Uncle Taksin returns to his world." "What is it? Why are you looking at me?" Sai didn't answer, but continued thinking. "I've never seriously thought about that. Before, I just rushed to escape my family. But now," she finally replied, "at the moment, I'm not really sure myself." "All right, then I'll change the question." He glanced over and called out, "Taksin, if you meet the Saintess but still can't return to your old world, what will you do?" He stopped chewing and exclaimed, "Huh." The atmosphere in the room became quiet. Daisy thought, "Am I really allowed to stay here?" Tinian was also deep in thought. Saintus? That's just a scam for the royal family to show off. When he heard Raymond say that, the first thought that flashed through his mind was, not for the royal family, and not for revenge either. It's ridiculous, living my whole life just for revenge. Thinking this, he said, back to Tinian's question for Taksin. If you meet the Saintus, but still can't return to your old world, what will you do? So I was also curious about his answer, and turned to wait. Taksin stammered, well, then he firmly replied, that won't work. Tinian stood with his arms crossed in silence for a moment, then said, just kidding. Seeing this, Sai thought to herself, he has no sense of humor at all. Taksin immediately shouted, you brat, what kind of nonsense are you saying? Don't you know words can kill? Idiot, how can words do that? This kid dares to talk back to his elders. Sai couldn't help but laugh out loud. Haha. Daisy stood nearby, tense, asking herself, should I really be here? A few days later, I'm really fine. Grand Duke, okay, I get it. Finally, I can get out of bed. She hesitantly closed the book. Now I've read almost all the related books. To be honest, there's no useful information at all. The more I research, the more I feel that this is a strange matter that can only rely on the Saintus. If we meet the Saintus and he still can't go back, maybe everyone can continue living together in the Grand Duke's mansion like this. She remembered the image of the three of them happily together, and imagined the scene of her and Tinian standing before Taksin's grave. Then she startled herself. I'm thinking too far ahead. Uncle Taksin wouldn't have a family to return to because of me. Since when did I become so selfish? Meanwhile, out in the training grounds, after striking hard with a knife, Tinian stood deep in thought, speaking the truth. He would surely be very disappointed. But if he knew there was no way back, maybe things would just continue. Tinian also imagined the three of them being together happily, and shared the thought of him and Sai standing before Taksin's grave. At this, his hand tightened around the sword, and he told himself, how foolish. Elsewhere, Taksin was leisurely playing chess with the butler. The butler made the winning move and exclaimed, oh my, another victory for me. Didn't you say you've never played chess before? The butler replied, since it's quite similar to a game I used to play, I learned very quickly. And so, everyone harbored complex thoughts in their hearts. Taksin, Tinian, and even Sai, as the Foundation Day festival approached. Time passed, and on the day of the Foundation Day festival, Taksin stood in front of the vehicle. Suddenly a voice rang out. Are preparations complete? He turned to see Tinian and Sai. He asked, even Puppy is coming? Really, being a Grand Duke means, I fought with the Pope for a whole year just so you could bring even one person. Sai spoke up, we can't meet the Saintus, but since it's the last time, I definitely wanted to see you off. Taksin hesitated and exclaimed, Izo. Sai pursed her lips and thought, he'll come back anyway. Tinian said, then why are you still here? Why not get out? Taksin replied, it's just regret, so I can't bear to leave. I spent time living and dying with this brat after all. He pondered, looking back, if I return, I'll get beaten for losing the parcel, and I'll have to buy a new truck too. My current savings. Thinking of this, he said, can you return this truck to me? Tinian agreed, replying, take it yourself. Awesome, but this vehicle is almost out of gas. What if it runs out halfway? Then just like last time, tie it to horses and pull it. 43 horsepower means 43 horses. Anyway, then I will follow in the truck. You guys head out first in the carriage. Okay. Tinian helped Sai into the private carriage, then ordered, let's slowly head out. Taksin sat in the vehicle with a regretful expression. Later, they arrived at the temple. Seeing the Pope, Taksin exclaimed, oh my God. Then he told himself, if I do something like last time at the Divine Temple, that won't do. Before coming here, I was already scolded by the Grand Duke. This time I'll just stay silent to get it over with. At the same time, Tinian covered his mouth with his hand. The Pope spoke. With the comprehensive power of the goddess, today we honor the blessings she bestows upon the world. Speech, speech, speech. Diligently reading the scripture, blah, blah, blah. Goddess's paradise, hell for the ungodly. Listening to the point where Taksin got bored and fell asleep, drooling. Tinian shook him, calling, hey, Taksin, wake up. He opened his eyes and looked at the person in front in surprise. Is it the Saintus? Finally, the Saintus spoke. On this great day, as the Saintus and a relative of the royal family, I pray that the goddess's blessings will flood this place. Meanwhile, Sai and Puppy, we will wait nearby. Go wow. I didn't expect there to be a space like this in the corner of the Divine Temple. Since the main hall is too crowded, waiting here is probably better, right? So denu, Sai protse. She looked up at the massive statue. Wow, Uncle Takeson must have met the saintess by now, right? This time it's really goodbye. Suddenly, she clasped her hands in front of her. No, Sai, you can't. She remembered when she was little. But I just want Mom to take a day off tomorrow and play with me for one day, so if I sincerely pray to the goddess, maybe she will agree. Sai listened to her mother. Actually, the goddess doesn't exist. No matter how sincere you are, prayers cannot reach her. So from now on, never pray again, especially in front of others. It seemed perhaps a bit forced, random, and hastily constructed. But regardless, Mom had said that to me. She stopped thinking back. Maybe because Mom didn't have time to play with me. She said that so I wouldn't feel hurt. But Mom, I still believe in the goddess. Uncle Takeson is the proof. Some might laugh at me for being naive, but I even think the goddess sent him to me. At this point, she prayed sincerely. I pray that Uncle Takeson, who changed my life, can safely return to where he belongs. Oh, all-powerful, great, beautiful, benevolent, wise, perfect, noble, elegant, just, righteous, and strong goddess, light and hope of the world. I pray with all my heart. Nearby, a priest was walking and suddenly stopped. What was that voice? Looking in the direction of the voice, the priest saw Sai standing there. Elsewhere, the two of them finally got to meet the saintess. Nice to meet the little moon of the empire. Nice to meet. Brother Tinian, speak naturally then. Who is the person next to you? Takeson immediately criticized, speaking informally. Immediately, he received a sharp glare from Tinian. He softened his voice. Hello. I want you to listen to this person's story for a moment. A strange face. Finally, the Grand Duke has a duchess. Takeson wondered, what is a duchess? Tinian immediately whispered an explanation for Takeson to understand. Takeson immediately flew into a rage. Tinian advised, endure it. First, explain the situation. All right, I've heard the story. I will speak to the goddess. Tinian looked at her and asked silently, by the way, how had you been playing the role of saintess in front of everyone until now? At that moment, Lemoa looked at the statue and shouted, Goddess, answer me. Takeson and Tinian were bewildered by Saintess Lemoa's outburst. I got it. The goddess's response. Cannot say. Now, get out. Later, Sai heard the news and couldn't help but be surprised. Unbelievable. Even the goddess can't solve it. So what do we do after all? Arg, but this is really delicious. Tinian asked, where is Puppy? Suddenly went missing somewhere. Takeson still sat there, brooding and gloomy. Suddenly Tinian turned and called, Takeson, until we find a way to return, please continue living with us. Seeing him plead like that, Sai silently exclaimed, Grand Duke. He spoke again, I know this is selfish, but only after meeting you people could I think of something other than revenge. Can you stay with me a little longer? Sai thought to herself, does he have the same thoughts as me? Then she spoke up, Uncle Takeson, me too, I feel the same. Actually, I also want you to stay with us a little longer. Oh my, these kids. He scratched his head and said awkwardly, well, there's no other choice anyway. Come on, let's go home. But there isn't enough gas to get home. Prepare 43 horses. Scene change. A loud voice rang out. What? Literally, a real saintess has appeared. Holy Temple, Chapter 1, Article 3. The Goddess's Word. I will respond with golden light to the sincere call of the vessel that contains me. It matches one person perfectly, and she appeared at the temple with Grand Duke Nadia's entourage. The Emperor shouted angrily, Nadia again? Raymond was secretly surprised. Then, that young lady, Sai, is the real saintess? The priest said, if a real saintess appears, the royal family and the temple, both foundations will be shaken violently. I'm very concerned about that. Do you think so too? Your Majesty. Correct. We must uproot all dangerous seeds. Raymond was startled. Father plans to kill them? But this is just hearsay. Maybe the high priest is mistaken. Moreover, it's not certain that the young lady is related to Grand Duke Nadia. The Emperor immediately said, right. You have always covered for him like this. No, that's not it. Perhaps I have indulged you too much. The Emperor ordered, drag him away. Raymond begged, Your Majesty, I misspoke. Please spare them. Your Majesty, Father, High Priest, I give command to you. Bring back a confirmed report. As you command. The Emperor crushed the wine glass in his hand. Do not let a single one escape. Back to Tinian's group. Why did you park the vehicle so far away? Because it was crowded there, so I thought my legs would break having to park far away and walk back here. I was guarding it carefully. After that, they regrouped and decided to depart together. But we still have to find a way to help Uncle go back. I've read all the books in the library. Is there any other way to find more information? Tinian and Takeson looked blank. You read them all? Tinian said. If we ask Raymond, we might be able to use the royal library. Sai waved her hands immediately. How could someone like me dare to bother the crown prince? Suddenly, Tinian asked. Then, if you were the Duchess, would it be okay? She asked blankly. What? I was just joking, don't mind it. I don't care who becomes the Duchess. Grand Duke, really, you have no sense of humor at all. Taksin stared at Tinian. Suddenly, the carriage shook. Tinian looked out vigilantly. What's wrong? Suddenly, Tinian realized something. Taksin asked curiously. What is it? Is something wrong? Tinian said coldly. Quiet, don't go outside. Sai looked anxiously in Tinian's direction. At this moment, he stepped out of the carriage. The driver had been assassinated. Tinian's expression became extremely gloomy. From the bushes, a group of assassins appeared in front of Tinian. He frowned and said, How obvious. They replied, No guard at all. Then immediately rushed in. Die, you bastard. Tinian quickly drew his sword to block. He continued his previous sentence. And quite stupid too. Damn it, a sword master is truly different. I can't see the sword's path. This movement is like the desperation of an author trying to hide a cheap fight scene. No other choice. Blind him, then attack in an instant. Thinking this, he took out something. Tinian vigilantly noticed it. He quickly covered his mouth and nose with his hand. In an instant, they all lay flat on the ground. He choked the last one. Stupid. At this moment, he remembered Taksin and Sai. He turned his head to look at the carriage, only to see Taksin clutching a wound and shouting, Sai, someone took the girl. Tinian's face darkened. What? Taksin tried to walk over and said, We must find her immediately. Taksin, I don't know why. You've been stabbed, I will find Sai. So, at least go back to the mansion for treatment. Taksin insisted. No. Recalling earlier, a masked man entered the carriage. Sai asked fearfully, What? Who are you? What is happening outside? He didn't answer, but reached his hand towards Sai. Taksin worriedly lunged forward. Sai. The masked man immediately stabbed Taksin. Where do you think you're going? Then he picked Sai up and took her away. Sai could only scream helplessly. No. Uncle Taksin. Her tears fell uncontrollably. She called out with a choked voice, Dad, wake up, please. Back to the present, Taksin shouted, I have to go. Deep in the forest, Sai was locked in an old room. She slowly opened her eyes. Back to Tinian. He checked every assassin. No traces at all, but daring to touch the Grand Duke's carriage. The only force daring to do this could be the imperial family. Taksin came over to ask, How is it? Do you know where Sai was taken? Tinian reminded, Don't move around recklessly. I only applied first aid to stop the bleeding. But yes, I can tell. Why Sai? Using her as bait to trap me? It's my fault. Again, because of me, someone important. Suddenly Tinian froze. He immediately noticed a nearby bush. His gaze became sharp. Quickly, he advanced, pointing his sword at the bush. Unexpectedly, the puppy poked its head out. Seeing the sword tip in front of it made it freeze. Puppy, bark. That brat. Don't misunderstand. By the way, back at the Imperial banquet, in a critical moment, I also received help from it. Hey, do you know where Sai is? It barked once as if replying. Lead the way immediately. Taksin hurriedly called out, Wait, I can't ride a horse. Let's go fast by truck. Yahoo, finally, it's my time to shine. But didn't you say it ran out of gas? Grand Duke, did you know? The gas warning light is on, but can still run for a few dozen kilometers. Seeing Tinian carrying Taksin out, the guards asked in confusion, Grand Duke, driver, what is going on? Tinian ordered. You all start searching immediately too. Both quickly got into the vehicle. All right, let's go. Taksin turned and asked in surprise, Why are you sitting there? So you intend to drive yourself with that wound? Don't worry, I've watched you drive enough. No way, you don't have a license. Tinian shouted, Taksin, I don't want to lose you too. Trust me, I will definitely protect both you and Sai. This guy fine, okay. Just like that, he fell silent. But Tinian didn't move. He reached over and pointed, Come on, start it. At the same time, the priest looked at Sai and thought, When I discovered her at the temple, I thought this was an opportunity. Amidst a temple full of corrupt, powerful people who look down on talent, being rejected for the position of Pope for the 5th time. If I can utilize the Saintess, I can surpass the Pope, the Emperor, and stand at the peak of power. The stupid Emperor, in his rage, gave me full command. Seeing Sai wake up, he smiled and said, Finally, you're awake. Who are you? Are Taksin and the Grand Duke safe? She started, realizing, I'm tied up. Ahem. I am the high priest of the empire. Holy moly, Sai exclaimed. Oh my god. The priest heard this and asked, why are you mocking me? Anyway, forgive my disrespect, Saintess. Saintess? What? The Saintess is the princess. No, that Saintess is a fake. Key figures in the imperial family and the temple know this. Moreover, your existence is the proof. You are mistaken. I'm not such an important person. If you don't believe it, we can check right now. Do you know? The Saintess's power is only manifested through two ways. First, it's hard to check right now, so let's use the second, more visual way. The Saintess's healing power is recorded in the scriptures. Even critical wounds can be confirmed. Saying this, he used a knife to cut a line on Sai's face. Then let's begin. Sai asked in shock, what is this? Just kidding. No need for that. I understand too. By the way, you used to be with Grand Duke Nadia, right? So you know the Emperor is always lurking to take the Grand Duke's life? Power is threatened. So he wants to eliminate the Empire's talent. Corrupt humans are truly unacceptable. Therefore, I want to change this Empire with the Saintess. If you can protect the people you cherish, isn't that good for you too? If you take my hand, you won't regret it. Just answer yes or no. Sai replied, you already hurt the person I cherish. He stroked his chin, thinking for a moment, then remembered stabbing the person with Sai. Ah, that ragged servant. Sai interrupted. He is a wonderful knight. You attack and threaten innocent people for personal gain. You're just a despicable person like them. She told herself, I will not live a life controlled by others anymore. Even if I die here, she shouted firmly, I will never stand on the side of someone like you. I guess you would say that. But what do you intend to do? What can you do? No, don't commit more crimes. I kindly gave you a chance, yet you refused it. What a pity. He held up the knife to threaten. Now, let's see how many cuts it takes for you to obey. Suddenly, a voice rang out from outside. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Along with singing. Ah, this crazy guy. Before the high priest could react, the vehicle crashed into him unexpectedly. In the car, Tinian was screaming while being grabbed by the head by Taksin. Sai saw this scene and widened her eyes in bewilderment. Oh my god. The car door opened. Taksin's voice rang out, Sai, are you okay? Seeing him safe, she smiled brightly. Sai, oh my, on this child's face. Wait, first, smile at this. Phew, finally, I can relax. Uncle Taksin, let's leave here quickly. But right then, Taksin collapsed. She called out in shock, Uncle Taksin. Her eyes became panicked. When she saw the blood, she screamed, Uncle Taksin, Uncle Taksin. Inside the car, Tinian was wrapped in the airbag. Damn it, Taksin, what on earth is this? Airbag, a safety device installed in cars to protect occupants during collision. A while later, Tinian managed to escape. Sai's trembling voice rang in his ears. No, it can't be. Tinian turned to look inside the building. Sai's voice continued endlessly. No, it can't be like this. Please don't. Sai's tears fell uncontrollably. Tinian frowned and cried out, no, sob. Taksin. On this side, the priest woke up. He sat up, clutching his dizzy head. What is this? Grand Duke Nadia. How could he find this place? If I'm caught, it's over. My plan, my life. Everything, damn it. Is it going to end meaninglessly like this? No. Even if it's a Grand Duke, if I kill him then. Thinking this, he threw the knife. Whoosh. Tinian heard the sound and turned around. Just as he turned, a knife was flying straight at him. Then a thud was heard. Raymond had appeared and blocked it, causing the knife to pierce through his hand. Tinian asked in surprise, Raymond, why are you here? The priest asked blankly, what? Raymond panted, why? Why are you suddenly here? Explain later. Raymond pointed at the priest. It's him. He and Father planned all of this. Tinian walked over holding his sword. Must be. Raymond hurriedly cried out, hey, my sword. Seeing the sword raised, the priest said, impossible, no. Tinian asked coldly, lost something? As soon as he finished speaking, his head quickly left his neck. Guillotine of hell, guillotine of the battlefield. Slash guillotine. Basically, just tied him up. Is it okay? This isn't for all ages. Tinian turned back to ask Raymond. So suddenly, why are you here? Raymond hesitated. That is, a few hours ago. Please open it. I can't just stand by and watch like this. Sorry, but a small soldier like me only knows how to follow orders. Raymond blamed himself. It's my fault, both now and in the past. It was my mistake not daring to step out of Father's shadow. If I just go out, I can tell Tinian the truth. At this height, jumping down won't kill me. Better that then. But right then, a scream rang out from outside. Ah. Then the door opened. I don't understand what's happening. But taking that opportunity, I escaped. And while searching around, I heard a loud noise, so I ran to check. Right? And what about Miss Sai? Mr. Takeson is. Suddenly Raymond sat down in shock and exclaimed, "Over there is that saying true?" Tinian stood blankly, not understanding what was happening. On this side, light emitted from around Sai. Her eyes slowly opened, then suddenly opened wide. The light flashed, blinding both Tinian and Raymond. At this moment, Takeson also opened his eyes. Surrounding him was only brilliant light. He sat up wondering, "Am I dead?" A voice rang out. "No, nice to meet you. I am the one you have been searching for everywhere, and also the one who can send you back to your original world. I am a goddess." So, that means Sai is this so-called saintess? And on the other side, the conditions were met, so you could finally appear, right? That's correct. The power of the saintess that the high priest spoke of, the conditions to summon me, are the saintess's blood, tears, and a sincere prayer. Great almighty goddess blah blah something. But can you do it? Please, please, please save Uncle Tabby. Even though I could explain directly through the saintess's body. But Takeson, since the story of how you came to this place is very long, I called you into this space. Inside Sai's consciousness. This is inside Sai's consciousness. No wonder there are these flimsy threads flying around. No, that's my hair, Takeson complained. Your hair is flying everywhere. It's making me dizzy. Saying that, he grabbed her hair and tied it up, looking very unsightly. Now I can focus. All right, speak. I will continue speaking. I, Marika, possess omnipotent power and the ability to predict the future. But in this world, I can only unleash that power when inhabiting the body of a saintess. Therefore, I chose a human to play the role of the saintess. I bestowed upon that bloodline supreme status and infinite power. However, one day, someone dared to raise their sword, declaring they would stand above the gods. I will no longer be manipulated by the divine, but still needing the support of the people, they set up a fake saintess. And then, an illegitimate child carrying the saintess's blood appeared. They hid among the commoners, terrified enough to conceal their powers to escape death. I have been trapped in this world for 500 years. I felt lonely in this world. Suddenly, her hair came loose and fluttered again. Oh no, I'm done for. Marika hurriedly tied her hair back before Takeson could grab her head again. Takeson exclaimed, "Oh, so that's all a god amounts to?" Marika replied, "That's right. I am merely a tool for the saintess, the female lead, to awaken." Huh? What do you mean? You are so slow to understand. This place is a world inside a novel. Marika, the one trapped in this world. Marika's consciousness was still hazy. After that, I tried my best to contact the saintess, or rather, any human. But for 499 years, until now, I could only possess ordinary creatures. Is that a god? Why am I useless without a saintess? Like being blocked by 4 invisible walls. Come on, let's start over. Year 500. Thanks to the reader's intense love for the work, my omnipotent power, supernatural phenomena, and the onion effect combined perfectly. I realized the truth. This is a world inside a novel. From then on, I could observe the readers through the book. So annoying, so annoying. If I were the female lead, I would have taken care of that fake saintess before meeting the male lead. I believe that reader could turn Sai into a real saintess. Right now, I must transfer that child soul into Sai. Although I've never done it, but it's fine. I am the almighty goddess. And so, the truck appeared in this world. Marika shouted, "I'm trapped here because of your fault." There was no other way. I didn't expect this either. And I am a goddess. Marika regained her composure and continued. After that, I couldn't see the world beyond the book anymore. So what about the reader who got hit by the car? I don't know either. You just kept disrupting this world. Takeson asked in bewilderment. Me? I suffered greatly having to possess those weak creatures to watch over those people, you know? Takeson asked, was it the puppy? That's right. Suddenly, screams rang out from outside. Marika said, "It seems Sai, the first person to accept me, is suffering mental overload. Now, she can use the goddess's power. Rest for now and call me later. I will send you back to your old world immediately." At this moment, Takeson returned to Sai's side. Both of them startled awake. Kid, you're a saintess? I'm a saintess? What on earth? Everything was healed thanks to the healing power. Marika, inside the dog's body, barked, "Woof." While everyone was fussing and asking, "Hello, goddess, will there be storms this summer?" Tinian remained silent. A moment later, he said, "Luckily, we overcame the danger thanks to the healing power. Otherwise, you would have surely died." "What? Are you trying to jinx me?" "I cannot forgive the imperial family. I will go to the royal palace right now and cut off the emperor's head, so that he never dares to touch me again." Sai asked in surprise. "Grand Duke," Tinian spoke again, "never again, never again." Suddenly, Taksin walked over and placed his hand on Tinian's shoulder. "Grand Duke, I don't want to lose someone important again." Tinian froze, the corners of his eyes suddenly stinging. Taksin continued, "Grand Duke, stop crying. A boy crying is really losing face. That's sexual harassment." Suddenly, Raymond spoke up. "Tinian, you don't need to go that far. Until now, I have always kept a distance just out of fear, unable to truly resist nor completely accept. I didn't even know why I had to be here. Now, I seem to understand. To protect those I cherish and to keep their hands from being stained, I will become the emperor." It was going to happen anyway, right? No. I want to speed up the process a little bit, like a revolution or something with that meaning. Tinian, I know. Actually, you don't want to hurt anyone. Since childhood, you've been an upright and gentle child, remember? Back in the shooting competition, you only shot a small bird, yet you moped for a whole month because you felt sorry for it. When I told you that you had accidentally released a frog from a pond into the sea, you didn't eat for days after that. Tinian shouted in embarrassment. "Stop it. Will you stop it? Now it is time for me to take up the sword. So, can you trust me and wait a little while?" After a moment of hesitation, Tinian replied, "All right, I understand." My friend, after entrusting everything to Raymond, the three returned to the mansion. "So you heard about how I came to this world?" Sai replied, "My memories of that time are quite vague." Marika frowned, thinking to herself, "Is this okay? If these children know that they are just novel characters." Suddenly Taksin shouted, "It was just a mistake. Honestly, I don't understand it. The goddess's reputation is plummeting." "That's right." "Sai, yes. When your body feels a bit better, let me know. I'll send you back." "Me? Say it." 2 weeks later, Taksin looked at the broken truck with regret. He cried out, "Oh!" Suddenly, a voice rang out from behind. "No matter what we do, it cannot be restored to its original state." "Oh, Grand Duke. Well, thank you for bringing it here anyway. Please pass on my message." Tinian asked, "You want to return?" "That's right. I don't even know what the situation in Korea is like right now. I should have returned quickly." Suddenly, both turned to look back and saw Sai standing there. She cried out, I'm still fine. Maybe my head is a bit dizzy." She pointed towards the lake. "Maybe I'll feel better if I go play in the water. Tabi, Taksin, do you want to join us?" Taksin sighed. "Who knows? I might want to stay by your side, looming like this." Hearing that, Tinian's eyes lit up. "All right, let's go. I'm coming." The sky was sparkling with stars. Inside the room, Sai sat with her head bowed down in gloom. "It can't be like this. I know that the day will come when I have to part with Tabi Taksin. I knew that. Tomorrow I will definitely say it." Suddenly, there was a noise outside. Sai asked warily, "Who is it?" "It's me. Do you mind if I come in for a bit?" "Yes." "Why? Why did you come at this hour?" She looked at him in surprise and exclaimed, "Grand Duke. Tea. A cup of tea is fine." "No, just relax." The result was that both of them ended up lying on the same bed. Tinian lay looking into the distance, silently recalling Sai's earlier words. Just make yourself comfortable." "Right. The bed is the most comfortable place." Then he sat up and said, "Lately, you seem to have a lot on your mind. Grand Duke, you know, right? That I am ready." He fell silent again, then turned his head to look towards the window. Looking out at the sky, he replied, "When you were kidnapped and Taksin was stabbed with a sword, the moment I thought I would lose him forever. It's funny. That's when I realized. When I thought about Taksin, I understood that in his world, there are also things he cherishes. The city where he lives, his family, Taksin's drinking parties, times getting drunk with friends, or Taksin's nightlife." Thinking of this, Sai wept bitterly. I know. But thinking that from now on I will never see Uncle Taksin again, it feels like he's disappearing from my world forever." Tinian turned and held her hand tightly, suggesting, "Then you and I will remember Taksin together. When we have business in the capital, when walking in the forest, when accidentally eating something spicy. We have a lot of memories with Taksin, right?" His hand squeezed Sai's hand tighter. She looked up to confirm. "You will remember Uncle Taksin with me forever, won't you?" Tinian smiled and affirmed, "Of course." Hearing that, Sai collapsed into his arms and burst into tears. A few minutes later, after calming down, Sai left his embrace, leaving behind only the traces of her sobbing. The next day, in front of the palace, Takesen appeared with his beloved truck. Everyone cheered. Are you ready? Uncle Takesen. Today, we will say goodbye to Takesen. At this moment, Takesen noticed Sai. He took his hat. All right, I don't have anything to give you. Takesen put it on Sai's head, then smiled kindly. Here, Tinian cut in. Don't I get one? You have lots of money. Buy one yourself. Sai accepted it with a happy smile on her lips. Seeing her eyes welling up with tears, he said, Come on, don't cry. It's ugly. Sai laughed through her tears. I have to cry anyway. Ha! Suddenly Raymond, standing nearby, cried loudly. You haven't spent much time with me yet. Honestly, my share was too little. Takesen hugged Raymond and comforted him. Come on, don't make those faces, you kids. Come here. As he spoke, he waved them over. Tinian blushed shyly. Me? Sai quickly ran over calling, Uncle Takesen, for everything that has passed, thank you very much. Then Sai raised the knife and asked, Then shall I begin? A drop of blood fell. Sai prayed, Almighty, magnificent, beautiful, benevolent, gracious, perfect, noble, elegant, righteous, upright, resilient one. A series of memories between the uncle and niece flashed by. Takesen waved his hand. Goodbye. Live well. Sai opened her eyes, smiled, and called out, Uncle Takesen. The very next second, Takesen opened his eyes wide in astonishment. I'm back. Or did I drive while sleepy? Dreamt of something? Seeing the dent on the truck, he silently affirmed. No, if it were a dream then. Suddenly, he stopped short when he saw a girl sitting in front of the truck. Wait, so the person who suddenly ran out back then was... didn't hit her. Thank goodness it wasn't a dream. Are you okay? Who told you to rush out when the light was red? Sorry. Takesen noticed the novel lying on the ground. He walked over to pick it up when the girl called out. On my book. He silently flipped through the pages of the book. Then a smile blossomed on his lips. The girl before him was confused. What is it? This smile is relaxed but has a bit of bitterness. Are you dead? Suddenly the girl screamed. Don't joke. I should have been the one to go. Takesen shouted. Hey, stop. He pointed at the book. This book? Where did you buy it? Elsewhere. Sai sat beside Takesen's gift and wrote a letter. Hello, Uncle Takesen, it's Sai. After Uncle Takesen left, our world has also changed a lot. Yeah, perhaps what surprises you the most is the Grand Duke is no longer the Grand Duke. Oh no, the Grand Duke is still the Grand Duke, but Tinian has become more caring towards everyone. Come down and have dinner with everyone. After Uncle Takesen left, I also thought a lot about the life I want to live. A free life, unbound by family or any role. I decided on that. Sai suggested, Grand Duke, I want to travel. Tinian was a bit surprised. But right after that, he stood up and said, I will go too. But the Grand Duke is still busy with family affairs. Then I won't be Grand Duke anymore. His words left her bewildered. You're really straightforward these days. I don't want to be Grand Duke. I only thought I needed strong power to take revenge on the royal family. But there are things more important than revenge. Like the people who taught me that. You also need a new knight to travel with, right? Grand Duke. Grand Duke. What? With a sly look, he suggested. Hire me. I don't have money. Continuing with the letter. So, the Grand Duke, Tinian went traveling with me. A while later, Tinian. Tomorrow we have to prepare to go to the royal palace for a trip. Why? Yesterday the goddess said there will be a big flood in half a year. It will be better for us to prepare in advance. Tinian buried his head in Sai's back. Can't we send a letter like usual? This time it's very serious. Wait, it tickles. Raymond, don't be surprised. He has become the emperor. I heard he convinced many powerful nobles, so he succeeded earlier than expected. Tinian, Miss Sai, long time no see. Your Majesty. From behind, Lemoa poked her head out and spoke. What? Long time no see. Although the emperor wanted me to be the new saintess, I refused. Instead, to avoid chaos, the princess is still playing the role of saintess. Lemoa stretched Sai's cheeks. Saintess? Wow. The real saintess is pretending. Yeah, your hesitant attitude just annoys me. Since I don't have to live like a timid bird in a cage like before, I can handle the role of saintess. So, everyone is in their place. Boro Brody has been demoted to a servant under Daisy's supervision. As for Priest Holly Moly, he spends the rest of his life in prison. The two main characters are busy experiencing life. Which region should we go to next? Anywhere is fine. I hope one day this letter will reach Uncle Takesen. I will stop writing here. Sigh. After that, the goddess appeared and asked, Going to send the letter? So I was bewildered. Just finished a touching moment. Then saying what again? Goddess. Before I called takes into this world. Now we can also go there, right? Never tried, but I am an almighty goddess. Back to the present world. Takesin, 53 years old. He was pensively looking at the photo taken before. Takesin, a truck driver working in the parcel delivery industry. An ordinary middle-aged man in Korea. Today, like every other day, ending a busy day. On the way home late at night, he is now. A light flashed, making Takesin annoyed. My eyes. Takesin got out of the car, grumbling. What kind of headlights are so crazy? Almost.